Man. Man. What a weekend. Am I right? All that D&D we played. All that work we did. What a weekend, man. That was a good weekend. No, I didn't play D&D on the weekend. I didn't. Nope. Played on Thursday. Had an offer to do a paid game at some point in time. Don't know how I feel about that, you know. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about that? What's the like the professional, and I use professional with extreme air quotes here, DM? Would you pay for D&D? Because I feel like this is a new thing, you know. It's a new phenomenon that I'm not entirely sure I feel about. But getting more requests, more offers, more suggestions to do things for groups, people, whatever. I don't know. Maybe a new avenue of Eldar or some shit. I don't know, man. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the VOD. It is Tuesday, the beginning of a new week. That's right. If you're a World of Warcraft player, it's reset day. I don't have World of Warcraft installed, so I have nothing to reset on, so that sucked. But hey, War Within coming out in a couple months. Final Fantasy 14 coming out very soon. In fact, I believe the early access is right around the corner. I don't know. I gotta log in. I gotta catch. So between now and when 14 or Dawn Trail releases, if I want to be on the boat on the day of, not early access, but on the day of the actual formal release, I need to finish the last maybe like 20% of Stormblood, and then the post game of Stormblood, and then I need to finish all of Shadowbringers and the post game, and then all of Endwalker in the post game. And I feel like I have a couple days to do that. So I don't know. One expansion per day, is that about fair? If it's ambitious, I might try and do a substantial amount of Final Fantasying this summer so that I can actually play Dawn Trail at the end of the summer. But right now I'm in busy hardcore work mode because I got projects, I got things going, and Ella is having her hand surgery next week. So I will likely be off Tuesday, Wednesday, taking care of her. Got to take her to the thing on Tuesday, whatever, Wednesday, help her out. It's a whole ordeal. So that's next week. We don't have to think about that right now. So I guess when am I going to get my Dawn Trailing? When am I going to get my Final Fantasy? When am I going to get my D&D in? Maybe I'll play a little bit. I'll play a little bit. D&D's for sure. Final Fantasy is never a guarantee, as it were. But hey, I've been thinking about running sort of been thinking of doing my I think in the fall I'm going to change up the way I run D&D campaigns. I think I'm going to make a serious change to it. I've been thinking this for a while. Hear me out. I think I want to run short campaigns that have a very clear and defined theme ahead of time. Because last week we spoke at length about sort of the you know, the in and outs of playing long versus short-term D&D, whatever. And I think that I have a bit of a solution I want to try. I want to try running D&D games that have very specific vibes. And now I got sort of two kind of things to go off of here. One is like the whole kind of the way Star Wars has approached their recent shows. And now I know this is a bad time to make that sort of reference because everyone fucking hates the Acolyte. So not basing off of that, but basing off the idea that they have very different sort of vibes for each. You know, a spy thriller, a old spaghetti western, a samurai, heist, whatever. You know, I think that's a good idea to bring players into a vibe of something in the world. And I think that maybe when I look at big worlds that have done things really well, I feel like they all have each story has a specific sort of vibe to it. You don't have necessarily a scum and villainy Star Wars story being told right next to a deep force story. You have them, you know, weaving in and out, and that's fine. But I think the players you can't get your players to weave in and out that easily because the characters themselves need to be on board for that. And so the best way to do it, I think, maybe I'm considering, is to set up the sort of the grounds or the premise of what you're going to do. So for instance, you say this is going to be like a hardcore, like monster smashing, demon crunching, skull cracking, big armored whatever, clunking paladins and fighters and whatever going off to save the world. Or maybe like, hey, this is a city of intrigue. Your skills and your ability to sort of maneuver the political landscape is going to be very important here, and that you kind of get very different vibes to those games. My other sort of idea that as to why having a very clear sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Identity, I guess. Identity for the game is Pirate D&D, man. I don't know if any of y'all played Pirate D&D, but if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, well, this is the summer for it, apparently. The thing that I noticed when I was playing my last pirate game with Saturn, Mendari, and Ella was that there was a very clear sort of vibe that everyone was kind of signing up for, and everyone really liked it, you know? I don't think that sometimes every D&D game needs to have this diverse cast of crazy backgrounds and whatever stories and this and that, you know, where you have this kind of mush of characters that all get smashed together in the D&D party kind of way. Sometimes I think a little bit of focus. So one thing I want to think about today and this week is I want to make like a plan, I guess, for a couple of different D&D like shows or games that we can have and maybe run on stream. It'd be kind of fun to do, to find some streamer friends that are willing to jump in for a specific type of game, and then everyone on the stream and on the player end knows exactly what to expect. So I'm kind of considering maybe bringing back a pirate D&D game, because look, Ella is going to be in recovery mode for a while, potentially. You know, everyone responds to carpal tunnel surgery differently, but there's a very good chance that Ella will be like pretty chill, but just can't do anything with her hand, and that's kind of sucks when you can't do anything with your right hand, you know. No video games for you, apparently. So how am I gonna entertain her? How am I going to entertain my wife? What am I gonna do, man? What, you know, this is my responsibility. I gotta cook for her while she's recovering. I gotta clean. I gotta work. I gotta do all this stuff, but most importantly, I have to keep her entertained. Because what's the point in being married to a DM if you're not always thoroughly entertained by whatever bullshit your DM is your DM husband is doing for you? So we might be bringing back a little bit of a game. You know, Fishy and I haven't really spoke about our evening timing for our Path of Lumari game, but the morning time slot, I might play a game with Ella. You know, she's home during the mornings. I'm home during the mornings. It's still morning, and I could be playing D&D right now. So anyway, that's something I also want to talk about today at some point in time, and think about different vibes and different shows and different stories, because I feel like there's also a lot of people who I've kind of underestimated, maybe overestimated at some point in time. I hope not, but I think definitely at times underestimated the amount of people that are interested in a specific part of Eldara, right? It's a very weird thing to say. You kind of have to have this assumption that people are interested in your project, otherwise why are you doing it? You know, if not for yourself, but for yourself and others. There's a whole thing about artists and who you make art for, and the self and the whatever, and where you get fulfillment for whatever. The point is, there's little point in doing something if you don't think somebody be interested in it. So but there been a lot of times when people surprised me and like learned lore or remembered stuff or whatever, and said like, oh, I want to learn more about that, or I want to hear more about that, or that's a pretty cool idea, that place, that thing, that whatever. It'd be cool to get a story or some lore about that thing. And so I kind of want to take like a poll or something through our Discord or whatever of places and things and general storylines that might be interested to have a short game for, to really sort of like clarify things. And it'd be easiest with this concept of playing with Ella, because Ella, and not to say that Fishy or any of my other friends that I'd play D&D with would be difficult to play with, but Ella is the most in service of Eldara player that is probably out there, right? Like, she's so signed up for and locked in on the vibes of Eldara that there's little to no like wiggling required from her. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't want to be like, she's not like, she wouldn't say, for instance, oh, you know, the Astral Sages are really cool, but like I kind of want to be like a barbarian, whatever, Astral Sage from like the wilderness, some this or that. You know, there's no like extra sort of element of desire to place some interesting sort of twist on the idea. She signs up to like communicate the idea to help sort of like impose the rule as opposed to the exceptions. But I think a lot of people want to be exceptions, and as you should. It's D&D. It's partly what the game is designed for. You know, I designed Eldar for that. So it'd be kind of interesting to see Ella play in that, and to play a game with her and tell some stories and go somewhere on an adventure. You know, some of the ideas are things like an Astral Sage game, for instance. Really go deep into the orders and the tradition and the kind of the culture, because I think that the Astral Sages are poorly understood by a lot of people who seem to make assumptions about them. When I say something and then there's this sort of like, you know, oh, like oh, so they're like this, or like, oh, so they're just, you know, wizards but this, oh, so they're this or that. And no one really, maybe a few people, a few like really big lore nerds here like Atari and Dash Toad, a couple others, really kind of get what they're sort of about. That's not a bad, that's not like, oh, people don't get me, I'm such a you know, depraved artist. No, it's just like I haven't done a very good job, I think, of really showcasing. I also think that there's kind of an idea, certainly I've been thinking about this with the Acolyte, where they're trying to sort of frame the Jedi as villains. I think there's sort of an anti-establishment sort of concept in current media, where it's like, if I say, oh, there's an order that spans the world wide and they do things like this and they're an institution, an organization, I think there's an automatic, and I wonder why, there's an automatic assumption of like, ugh, they're like the bad guys in like a way, you know, like in a way. It's almost like there hasn't been that kind of organization in the last, I don't know, 60 years maybe, IRL, that has I don't know, like earned like just generally been liked by people. Every time there's a big organization like a government or whatever, or social group or something like that, it's always like, oh, they must be overbearing and whatever. And you see that too with like, you know, with Star Wars, sort of trying to reframe the Jedi in Acolyte. And I think that sometimes you get that, like, it's like smaller groups when you talk about like a paladin order, an individual sage circle or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, okay, they're all good guys and it's like kind of fun to be whatever. But when you talk about these large organizations, it's like, Evan, how can you possibly have a grand organization of all the Astral Sages and the five that's 4, not 5, that's 5, there we go, sorry, I was just still stuck in trying to count how many games Florida Panthers won. In the 5 grand orders of the Astral Sages, how can they possibly all be good guys or generally out for the betterment of the people? You can't, because it doesn't exist. It's unbelievable, you know. So I don't know. Maybe it's bad writing. Maybe people are right. Maybe you can't have the organization. Once an organization gets too big, it starts to become whatever, you know. But I really like the Astral Sages. I really like the 5 grand orders. The 5 grand orders are generally good, full of good dudes. Just you know, like, you know how to describe it? They're full of like, you know, you had a friend growing up that would like come to school one day and you walk by their locker, you like waddle over, you're like, yo, what's up, homie? And your homie, like Steph, like I had a friend, Stephanie, she was my homie. So, and she'd be like, yo, what's up? I'm like, pull behind her locker and then like dramatically drink from a Slurpee. I'm like, oh fuck, you got Slurpee this morning? Oh shit, dude, what a morning. She's like, you want some? Like, yeah, hit me. And then she quickly grabs another Slurpee and she's like, I got you one, bro. You know, like, just a good dude, right? She was a good dude. She just, so I brought her, we bring each other Slurpees and shit in the morning, you know? Or like, you're going to D&D and your friend buys you like a thing of nachos from 7-Eleven with the free cheese, which I think you Americans call queso and still have like this attachment to the word cheese when it comes to free cheese, but you guys also call it plastic cheese. So I suppose there's still an acknowledgement there as to what it actually is, you know? And you're like, wow, what a good dude. That's what I think of when I think of the Astral Sages. They're just generally pretty in tune with things and have a pretty good sense of morality because there's not all these restrictions. The orders aren't very rigid. One of them is very pious and whatever and very organized and dogmatic and whatnot, but even they are like pretty chill. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to tell a story from within the sort of the politics and people and functions and traditions and the kind of religious element of the Astral Sages, but I don't know. What's up, Fallen? It's going well, my friend. It's a new week. It's a first stream of the week. I'm always in a good mood first stream of the week. I don't know. I'm in a good mood whenever I'm streaming, but first stream of the week always feels like I'm like, we're back. You know, what kind of projects and things are we gonna do this week? So I don't know. I'm good. How about you, homie? Big organizations of any type is automatically considered evil. Yeah, and like I think that like when is so like Atari, I'm trying to think of like when the last time there was like big organizations that were considered to be sort of generally good. And I think the last time I can really think of it is war times. You know, I think that people looked fondly on sort of like, and of course this isn't universal, like I get it. People looked fondly on like British leadership. People looked fondly on figures like MacArthur and Eisenhower and those organizations and traditions. There wasn't this sort of ideal of like incompetent, sort of like evil whatever, you know. And I feel like it's been a long time since like there was that unity, you know, and so people looked fondly on institutions like, you know, the unions of America and like the military and whatever. And it was kind of like as time has gone on without the necessity of these things really maybe showing themselves or whatever, maybe complacency and whatever has kind of taken hold some of these organizations. People have kind of grown more stale. But I can't think of the last time, yeah, you really had like a large organization. People were like, hey, this is a good thing. I'll put my faith in it, whatever. You know, it's like when was the last time people favorably, willingly looked upon their government and said, I'm happy and pleased with this? Like in general, you know, it's been a long time. And or like I can't think of other organizations that have that sort of reputation that are really large and widespread. Maybe things like the Red Cross is a good example, but even they have like people there's even, I mean, nah, you know, there's always going to be people like complaining about stuff. I think like some organizations like that have a pretty, you know, humanitarian things in general. I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder if it's like partly human psychology and partly true. You know, I don't know. Your stage circles are automatically good. They're automatically because they're small. The orders are bad. The United States Marine Corps, that's true. You know, I think they still have a pretty good reputation, but not mass loved. You know,
I have
well,
claimed
but
my rightful
trusted.
place, standing behind someone in line.
What's up, Adaria, man? What's up? How goes? Thank you for 100 bits, man. Thank you for the sub earlier. I did, by the way, enter that into my search bar. I have no idea what it is, but we're gonna check it out. How's the fitness journey going on? How would the weekend go? Because I said I wouldn't harass you during the week until next weekend, but you said you wouldn't mind, you know. So I'm checking in on you. For those of you who don't know, Aduria and I are going on we're doing it, man. We're doing this like fitness journey this summer, and I'm going on it. Aduria was like, I'm there too, homie. So we made a workout plan together, just like a beginning thing and some you know, weight loss, fitness, muscle building, athleticism in general improvements. We didn't talk about diet as much as I wanted to. There's some things that I forgot to talk about, but that's a lot. I think I overloaded you with information on the weekend a little bit. Hopefully not, but you know, we'll chat more about it. But how's it been going? You been feeling good? Is it I'm guessing it's pretty hard to make those changes earlier on. Everyone who does make a lot of changes tends to, I don't know, either overestimate or underestimate how hard it is. So pretty good to do some world building earlier. Might continue later. World building for anything specific or just general kind of like lore writing? I started today as gym day 1, but started steps yesterday, so I went until I was having some muscle fatigue and called it there. Oh, it's Tuesday, right? Okay, yeah. I was thinking Tuesday might be, or I was thinking maybe Saturday or Sunday would be day one, or Tuesday. We talked about Tuesday, so that's awesome though. That's awesome. You know, I'm really excited for you. I believe, you know, I'm here to help, to do whatever, and to also just watch you shining, man, because it's gonna be awesome. I think there's a lot of people who are thinking about this year. I was considering not doing any kind of a fitness challenge this summer because I feel like people kind of, I don't know, haven't really responded to it all that enthusiastically this year. There was a lot of enthusiasm last year. I think people were, you know, so it's a post-pandemic world, and people were like, oh yeah, I want to get out again and whatever. This year, every time I've kind of mentioned it, and step challenges and fitness and whatever and all this kind of stuff, and like another Journey to the Ruin festival, it's kind of been like, I'm busy, you know, which is fair. I'm not, you know, I ain't trying to push or guilt anyone to doing any fucking big changes or shit if they don't want to. It's, you know, it's whatever, man. It's your summer. Enjoy it. It's your, they're very short where I live, so enjoy your summer however you want. But you know, I'm going very hard this summer. I'm going harder than I did last summer for our first fitness challenge, actually. I've really made a routine of going to the gym every morning. It took a long time to make going to the gym 6 days a week like routine, but I think I'm there now. It feels pretty chill. And also, the old people at the gym have started to wave to me, which is nice. You know, I got a lot of old people in my gym, like jacked old people. You know, there's like, dude, I was doing cable rows, you know, and this old lady, you know, she just like waddles up to the lat pull down machine and just adjusts this and starts cranking iron, man. And I'm like, holy fuck, dude, these old people get the fuck after it. I've been trying to you know, I've been helping a couple people in my family out with their fitness journey. I think they look at me as maybe the vanguard of it, the one who's going through the trail first, and so they're trying to see what things to do. But I'm trying to convince my parents to do weight training, man, resistance training, heavy weight training. All right, I want to see my mom and dad and their spouses in the gym fucking deadlifting by the end of the summer. All right, they ain't no excuse. I'm gonna get them on there. I'm gonna get them on a program, man. They're pumping it by the end of the summer. It's gonna be good. I don't know. For new campaign, I'll start once my ongoing first campaign ends. That's awesome. That's cool. I hope it goes well. Hope your world building, you know, does well. Is fun. I haven't done any world building recently. I've been focused on mechanics. So I'm a little bit envious. Instead of plan finally, instead of trying to just do it, you know? Yeah, I mean, so there's two parts of that. Sometimes a plan is very necessary because organizing what you're about to do is very important. I write a lot of lists. I make a lot of, like I made a list of things I needed to do before stream this morning. When I got home from the gym, I was like, oh, I got this thing to do. Oh, wait, I was supposed to do 2 other things. And I like was forgetting what I need to do. I find that when you're at risk of overwhelm, which I'm always at these days, and I'm trying to manage, and I'm managing it pretty well. Making lists and plans is really helpful. So I'm glad it's giving you some structure and having a little bit of like a framework. But I also do think that, you know, there's this quote that I love that's basically talking about the thing is not doing the thing, planning to do the thing is not doing the thing, and getting ready to do the thing is not doing the thing. The only thing that does the thing is doing the thing. So I get I have a little bit of both, but I definitely respect the need for a plan, or not the need, but the want of a plan and structure, because obviously it's an incomplete framework, but at least if you have a frame to work within, it helps out. So Penguin, what did you think of game 7? What did you think of game 7? I was disappointed. I was let down. I wanted a Canadian Cup. I did. I also wanted like an 8-goal game. For those of you who don't know, the Stanley Cup, which is an award for the best hockey team at the end of the hockey playoffs, came down to one final game, which it rarely does, but it came down to a game 7 in a best-of-4 series. That means it was tied 3-3, and it came down to one game. And very rarely does that happen. Very rarely is there like a Super Bowl style game for hockey where it's like, ooh, we could win the thing today, or like we could win it next week, whatever. So that was yesterday. It was very exciting. A lot of people were interested in it, and it was very fucking disappointing for many people. So this old dude who looked like he wanted to be a bodybuilder, wearing these tiny like 70s biker shorts and a tank top. Yeah, he did. Listen, the gym fit is you'll find your gym fit, and it's gonna be ostentatious at a time. So I'm not looking like a team that clawed back. They look sad, beaten up. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of tough to watch, you know. But hey, how much longer can Gary Bettman be a commissioner? Right, another 20 years, maybe. Maybe you could do 20 at the most. Right, and then when he retires, maybe Canada will have a chance to win a cup again. So who knows? Edmonton less than Calgary. Chuck buff. I did think it was funny that Chuck did say that shout out to my fans in Calgary, because I couldn't let Edmonton take it. I thought, okay, that's clever, that's funny. But like the thing is, Calgarians are pretty positive about Matthew Tkachuk. There's not a lot of hatred for him. There's not a lot of like ill will. Definitely Calgary got put into its like decade of darkness, like nosedived because of Johnny Gaudreau leaving. So people here do not like Johnny Hockey. They are nope. You wear a Gaudreau jersey, you're gonna have people being like, I will pay for a new jersey so that you can wear a jersey without 13 on it. You know, you get that kind of vibe here. But people sort of understood Tkachuk leaving. Weren't happy about it, but understood. So I think that people are still fairly whatever. But there's a lot of Calgary, like even though Edmonton and Calgary are bitter rivals, there was a ton of Calgarians supporting the Oilers. You know, I've never seen so many Oilers jerseys walking around the city. But to be fair, where I go into Calgary, I go into this like really nice area of the city with all these rich bougie like $1 million plus houses to do all my like post office and shopping and whatever. And so all these kids with like brand new like crisp starched Oilers jerseys, I'm like, oh, it's nice that their parents had enough money to buy their kids, you know, $200 jerseys for one playoff run to immediately then retire and or burn or never wear again after this cup run. Because let's face it, starting next season, they're all gonna forget about how much they loved the Oilers. But either way, it was fun. It was a fun playoff run. It was fun being at Edmonton for some of the playoff games. When I was there for game cons. That was cool, you know. But let's face it, season's over. Nobody gives a shit. We'll start again in the fall. That's right. Rough continents of the world stands. Continents are shaped and named. Same goes for the gods, and I've started on making a smaller regions. That's pretty cool. I always like to start the other way. I like to start small and go large, because I think that sometimes when I define things that are too large, it's like very tempting, you know, to like make a world map and like name the whatever and like name all the countries and all the regions. But I've always felt like that kind of like boxed me in, you know, like I don't like to plan things like that all up front, because I like to give room for like, you know, if I'm like, oh man, wouldn't it be super cool? Like we've been talking about like paladins all, you know, year in our game. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a country of paladins or something? And then you're like, oh, where can I fit it into my world? I've already named everything. I've already outlined every country, every border, every whatever. So yeah, I like to go the other way. I understand the desire to box like yourself in, like set your framework first and then sort of fill in, sort of like color it in. I just never worked for me. I always admire people that can do that. That can like, you know, start with all their countries and all their continents and all their whatever and like go from there. So that's awesome, dude. Yeah, his last real attempt for the next few years. Probably. Well, Toronto's not going to be the same team they were this year. They don't have the money for it. Edmonton might be in the same problem, in the same camp. Calgary is a mess. Ottawa and Montreal are messes. Winnipeg, I think, could do pretty well. And Vancouver, I think, could do pretty well. So I wouldn't count out those two. I definitely think that like cap space and whatnot are gonna fuck over Edmonton and Toronto. So you're definitely right about that. The best two options, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Vancouver, maybe Winnipeg. It's hard to say. Because I don't really make a classic world, and my continents are very movable. That's interesting. See, that's what I'm talking about. I think that's sick. You know, that's a cool cool way of doing it. I always admire that form of world building. I see Vancouver, Winnipeg, but I don't think they have the juice to go all the way. The wheels fall off the wagon sometimes. Yeah, man, Vancouver just needs that scoring power. And again, I didn't feel like Florida had it either. Yeah, here they are. And I'm like, especially last year, I didn't think Vegas had it. You know, and yet there they went all the way. So who knows, man? Maybe become a Vegas Golden Knights fan. You know, I should just become a fan of an American hockey team. I should become a fan of the new unnamed Utah team. Oh God, that'd be good. Anyway, so yeah, so I have some of these ideas that I want to talk about this week for the campaign, for running different sort of vibes or styles of campaigns, and thinking about different sort of stories. Because yeah, maybe an Astral Sage story would be cool. Like one not like about Eldari runes and stuff and whatever, but like an in like going to the heart of Novalia, where the sages are from, and doing a story there. Maybe a story like I don't know what kind of vibes are really unique and interesting to Eldara. I mean, I personally think that the way I handle things is interesting, because I have to think it's interesting, right? So I think that an Eldara Paladin story would feel very interesting and unique and different from a general Paladin story. But things like the Astral Sages, I think, would be a very interesting, unique campaign. I think something that focuses something a little bit more on the different like people, the different races, the different cultures would be kind of interesting. But I don't know how you do that in a D&D campaign. I definitely think there's a story to tell there. I'm just not sure exactly what that story looks like. Yeah, man, I don't know. I gotta think about this. We gotta figure this out. I need to do a warm-up though, because I didn't draw. I painted a lot this weekend. Let me get my warm-ups up. I painted a lot. I didn't draw anything. I also did a bunch of design work. I did some stuff for Ella. I didn't do. Oh man, I haven't done a warm-up in a while. Jesus, dude. What's all this nonsense right here? What's all this nonsense that we need to merge together? What is this trash? Was this supposed to be this dark? I don't think so. I don't care. I'm merging it all down. Group. Merge group. Thing. Merge down. We're going to continue merging until document ease of use. There we go. All right, we got there in the end. Don't do too many of these kind of pieces. Hey, I did this for as a request. We'll just say from somebody, a request commission, whatever thing. You have a very quick little sketch. I did both these, so it'd be nice to do more like exteriors and stuff like that, but I don't usually get a chance to. I think I'll probably be doing a bunch for the Horizon campaign, but for now, a little more. What do we want to do? How do I just draw disappointment, then draw an Oilers logo, or what? Maybe we'll do a little. I like doing little scenes. We'll do a little vignette. We got some trees and shit out there. Maybe we'll do another one. I find them compelling. All right. I find them fun to do. I do want to finish. Like, I do want to fill this page again for this next year, if we can. We elaborate, sure. How about an Astral Sage circle versus an evil Druidic circle? You can highlight the wonderfulness of sages and contrast the horribleness of 5e in general. Jesus. Are druids that bad? I feel like D&D, like I don't really know how D&D druids work. I realized at a certain point in time, because every single time I had an idea about D&D druids and I talked about it on stream, I got like corrected. Not like, well, yeah, corrected is a I guess. I feel like D&D druids are just, they're kind of more elemental than I think they should be. Rokari Night Market would be pretty neat. A Rokari Night Market. What kind of, man, how would the Rokari host a market? The Rokari are less likely to host a market than be merchants at a market. There's definitely there's this thing in Rokari culture about going out into the world and exploring and being away from their like homeland, which is a very small area, and partly because of necessity of like you just couldn't have everyone who's a Rokari living there. But I don't know. I wonder. I mean, there surely are some areas there that would be like a marketplace or whatever. The question is then, what would it look like to have a marketplace at the home of the Rokari? It'd be very compact, I think. There'd be a lot of vendors kind of smushed into each other. Because the Rokari live in I guess what you could consider to be like similar to hobbit holes. You know? Burrow dens. They like to live underground a lot, live within nature. They don't like to make big, like large buildings that traverse the skyline. They build down and deep. They like their meadows. I'm gonna draw a little thing I need for one of my players' backstories. Kill two birds with one stone. That's what we're gonna do. Draw a bunch of stuff from Calhet for her. The world's made up of a thick layer of clouds called the Cloud Sea. Ooh. Unleashed, thank you for the follow. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you on here. You could swim in it, but most likely you'll just fall in this Cloud Sea. There are big creatures with cities, countries, or even continents on them, and not completely predictable how they move. So making a world map is nigh impossible. That does sound impossible. Everything moving around all the time. I have something very similar in Eldara. It's a region as opposed to a world, but basically it functions in the same way. Not with creatures, but with floating islands called the Shattered Sea. And what's a challenge with making a map for there is that you're drawing all the, let's say, biggest, most important islands, right? But there's more than just that around the Shattered Sea, right? Obviously. And so how do you display that on a map? Well, you do your best, I guess. But the problem is that you have to have tons of information on the map, or tons of information that's not on the map that you need to communicate in the world building. And players have to like sort of take your word for it that there's a lot more out there than there are like seeing on any individual small map or whatever. And that is definitely a challenge. Oh shit, I didn't. Yeah. Okay, wait. Adaria, hold on. We didn't look up the daily meta. The Borzoi, fellow world builder and D&D connoisseur. Ah yes. That's all we do here. Unleashed. That's all we do here is build our silly little D&D game after the warm-up sketch. So, okay, the daily meta Aduria offered before stream started was the Borzoi. The meta this week could be Good Boys. I doubt it's still three-toed creatures, although that does look like a three-toed creature. If the meta of this week is Good Boys, I'm gonna give it like a 7. If the meta is Schnoes, then I'm gonna give it a 10. Perfect 10. Perfect score. So I guess we'll have to see later on the week which it is. I don't know. What's up, Garthen? You're late. You're never late, Garthen. You arrived here precisely when you were needed. What's up, homie? What's good? How you been? How was your weekend? Tell me you played some interesting games. Tell me you went deep on the lore of your world. You explored new backstory, found a romantic interest, played through a series of drama-filled episodes of your favorite D&D game that you're currently playing in. Or maybe you sat around, did fucking nothing all weekend. That's good too. Either way, I support you. Making a world since working things out. We're still working things out. What's the goal? Is it for like D&D, or is it for a book you're writing, or what's the end goal for your world, Unleash? What's your plan here? I'm always curious to hear why. So I think that sometimes world building is like, it's like a fairly like, it's in like, I love world building obviously, but I think that sometimes the world building community gets stuck in the simple act of world building and not doing it in service of something else, which is fine. I'm always curious if people have like a, like most people have a plan of like, oh, I'm gonna make a video game, it's gonna be set in this thing, like I got this D&D game that I'm running, you know. I always like to hear those stories and see what people are doing their work for, if that makes sense. My players did not play in the city of Baldur's Gate. They weren't greeted to a map from Baldur's Gate, and they definitely didn't meet in-game characters like Withers and Dirge. No, why would you think all that happened? I don't know. A hunch, I guess, Garth, and a hunch. I honestly, I've never heard anyone suggest to play a D&D game that encounters the main heroes and characters of Baldur's Gate 3. So that's pretty cool. Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't have a tagline, does it? Because like Dark Alliances and like previous games, Baldur's Gate 3 is just the third installment of Baldur's Gate, right? There's no like, there's no tag or anything like that, right? If I'm not mistaken. It's just a nerd game. That's it. Nothing else to it. And do these cool, like, aggressive crystal tendrils wrapping up around it. It's a thing happening in Kelhat right now, alright? Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just a whole thing. I want to play a game set in Kelhat, to be honest. I feel like there's a lot of map from the east coast of Kelhat that, like, I think there's cities there that I made pretty big that we never actually explored in game or whatever. Right? Hold on. Hold on. Am I crazy? Yeah, the Rainwind Valley, right? Right? Dude, there's 2 Nyathar cities. There's a Rith city. I have not taken my players to Manar yet. And Manar is going to be one of the biggest cities in all of Teleria. It even has a tagline. How many cities have a title, have a little, you know, the Jewel of the West? How did that make it onto the map? But, you know, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, Fallen. Welcome to the guild. Worlds for a potential campaign, as well as Novel has got my OC that is trying or going to all my branding and stuff, such as Streamlore. That's pretty cool. That's fucking cool, dude. That's a big project then. Holy shit. And the tagline for Baldur's Gate 3 is the game of the year. Maybe Baldur's Gate 3 Romancing the Tentacles. Yeah, there's no like illicit threats or some shit. It's just Baldur's Gate 3, right? I don't know. It's kind of lame, but maybe it's good. You know, I don't know. Maybe too many games have taglines. Like, maybe Baldur's Gate 3 looked at all the taglines that were on Warhammer games, and they're like, they've got too many. We need to have, we can't use one right now because we, you know. So yeah, I want to take my players to Monar at some point in time. I think it'd be kind of fun. It's like this kind of like desert city, whatever, fortress thingy. that's been built up. So there's other stuff around here. I wanted basically most of the cities on this map to be condensed to the left-hand side here, to this like little valley or whatever, because Lemashir sucks. Don't go anywhere in Old Kelhet or whatever. But yeah, maybe I'll take my players here at some point in time. I don't know. I'm having a hard time moving my players around. There's a lot of like confusion in my players that I gotta figure out why they're confused. You know, I just need to rename things. I don't know. All right. Warm-up sketch. Okay, let me just finish this off real quick, and then we'll jump into our project today. Soja, what's good? Happy microtransaction-less morning to you. Yes, it is a microtransaction-less morning. Thankfully, I did not microtransact anything. I felt like I was getting microtransacted though this morning at the gym, which was unfortunate because I forgot my water. And I was like, ooh, do I buy water at the gym? Maybe maybe we'll just buy a little Nestle Pure Life bottle, right? Surely for a member at an expensive gym, these bottles will be less than $1. $3. 3 CAD. 3 Canadian dollars. I did not buy a water at the gym. I did not choose to microtransact. Instead, I drank my own pain. I drank deep of pain. And then even deeper of caffeine water when I got home. But hey, listen. 3 CAD, that's like 1 cent US. Yeah, I mean, like how much is a bottle of Nestle Pure Life? They're like $10 at Costco for a flat after bottle fees and whatnot and like tax. So like, or like $9. I think there's 36 bottles in there. So it's 25 cents a bottle. So what percentage increase would that be? To go from 25 cents to $3. That's a markup and a half, man. You sell 3 bottles and you've already paid for the entire 36 flat. Genius. You know, genius. Take elements for stuff like Witcher, Eldritch, D&D, Monster Hunter, Dark Souls. That's cool. A lot of dark fantasy in there. I like that. Those are some good vibes right there. Taglines, how do you feel about, yes, we do have Matt Mercer? Nah. Matt Mercer wasn't even in the game, bro. Matt Mercer got like, if you're a Mercer fan, you got hosed for Baldur's Gate 3. Because here's the thing. Mercer doesn't pop up until way later, and nobody wanted his character because everybody already had their whole party. Like, I think that one of the biggest mistakes Baldur's Gate 3 has made is giving you party members that they want you to potentially use so late in the game. Because by that point, you've already like had your romance and your best friend and your whatever and your this and that. I think the games like Persona do it better, where they give you most of the characters pretty up front. And they kind of trickle in some characters late, but they force you into learning about the characters that trickle in later in the game. With like Jaheira and Minx, kind of feel like they just sort of like got like just sort of like dropped on the floor in front of you, and then the devs just kind of poked them with a stick and were like, come on, do something. You know? No water fountain. There is a water fountain, but I have an aversion to drinking from water fountains, so that's pretty gross. It's a weird thing. Weird me thing. Costs like 25 cents for those in vending machines. Yeah, what the fuck, dude? That's a 1,200% increase, I think. 1,200% profit. That's pretty good, man. I like, my gym should learn from Blizzard, or Blizzard should learn from my gym, because they're both doing the same game. For not microtransacting, how do we profit? We profit by FOMO. That's how we profit, Ashy. We profit via FOMO. That's how I've been running my Patreon for the last 2 years. Once I release a print on Patreon, I never usually release it on the print store. It's a Patreon exclusive. And if you don't get it, you will never, ever get it until I inevitably decide to update my print store and I put it on there as a first edition. But until then, FOMO. That's how we do it, actually. It's FOMO. Oh, actually, what's your opinion on the whole Elden Ring debacle as far as Erd Tree? I saw some more videos on over the weekend of people being mad that it's too hard. Now, I think it's funny because I always think that these Elden Ring players that like think themselves the glory of mankind's gaming sphere because they can beat a hard video game. I think it's funny that they're bitching out of the game now, which is whatever. Not all of them, but it is happening. But is that a thing? Have you beat it yet? Have you and Ulner finished it? Why don't you take on what you describe as dark fantasy versus fantasy? Dark fantasy, I'd say it's a vibe, you know, when you have it, you know it. I don't think that dark fantasy needs to be necessarily grotesque or whatever, or super even dark, you know, as far as like art and stuff. I think dark fantasy is definitely just a sense of heaviness, the weight. I've always thought, you know, like there's a great use of dark fantasy as a vibe in the most recent Diablo game, which, say what you will about the game, hit or miss, this and the story, the setting and the way of telling the story was very interesting. They used light as a weapon because they don't want you to feel like light is this like bathing, beautiful, golden sort of like radiant magic that you can kind of embrace and it wards off the darkness. No, the light is just as like painful and acidic as the dark. And I think it's really cool to sort of see things that are dark fantasy that doesn't just have like demons and dark souls and dreary colors and shit. You know, it's kind of cool. So the dark fantasy story that I am kind of like writing for an unnamed world in Eldara is sort of along those lines. Kind of a dark paladin game, I guess is the best way of putting it. I don't know. You share tips and tricks from world building wise on Discord? Usually we talk about it on stream. Discord is more for posting your work and getting feedback and seeing what other people are working on and like talking about it and whatnot. No, we usually talk about that kind of stuff on stream, typically for world building. Jira's like a 75% chance of dying before you even recruit her anyway. Does she? How? Wait, what? How? What? So it's that terrible signal to noise ratio, like how Twilight was bad, but not because vampires sparkled, even though that's what everyone complained about. The DLC isn't too hard. The DLC is poorly scaled. The progression to fix the scaling is poorly designed. I see. Interesting. Is it fixable, do you think? Are people like excited or favorable about that? Or is it generally kind of like a dud written off project? You know, oh, we didn't get there. Sorry, guys. Let's try next time. What's the kind of what's the sentiment amongst Elden Ring players? Because I don't want to wrap all the Elden Ring community into the worst elements. You know, like the guy that spent 1,000 hours playing Souls-like games but still works at a GameStop. Like I don't want to, you know, like dropped out of school to play Elden Ring kind of professionally. I don't want to generalize the neckbeards. I think it's unfair. I think there's a lot of like great Elden Ring enjoyers and Souls like enjoyers out there that aren't the, you know, don't define their self-worth by their ability to beat a video game without summons. So I don't want to make any assumptions there. But it is funny to see those particular Souls gamers kind of squirming. I will admit, I'm taking a little bit of pleasure in that. Basic lore so far is the world is already pre-existing and lush with humans and Gardens of Eden scenery. That the 1 year there was a realm tear / rift that brought various species, creatures, and misfortunes, war, etc. to the world. Ooh, so it's a bit of like a Trouble in Paradise. I like that. That's a cool vibe. The world was pristine and untouched until the taint of existence. That's cool. I like that. That's neat. Kind of like twisting a magic to give more weight, not strictly realism, but magic is a threat type beat. Not necessarily just magic. And I think that threat does not equal dark fantasy. I think that it's a mood for dark fantasy. And the mood is generally bleakness and one that environment and story and themes that inspire hopelessness. Because I think that there's a lot of very interesting, like, people, this is why I think dark fantasy is so popular. If you want to talk sort of like literarily, anthropologically, mythologically, whatever, but why dark fantasy is popular, my like uneducated academic self-aggrandized opinion is that because it is one of the most clear ways to show the goodness of human endeavor, right? A story, like, people like stories about things like hope and about overcoming the darkness and defeating our demons. That's why like a lot of fantasy and myth used to be pretty dark, because it had to be compelling, you know. Now it's this kind of like glorious, like, let's go in, like, whip our swords out, and oh shit, now the cops are here. No, not that sword, the other sword. Okay, now we go slay the dragon with the sword. And it's this big fun whatever thing. But I think that a lot of old stories that people really resonated with were opportunities to sort of show the light. And so like the real sort of like world application of that kind of story is, I think, people who are very enamored with fiction or nonfiction stories about like wartime stuff, the horrors of war. You know, why is Saving Private Ryan such an impactful movie? Because it has this sort of like terror behind it that is overcome by all the qualities we wish we could embody. Another good example that's a little bit less known is if you look at a lot of the Russian sort of authors, we're talking Dostoevsky and Solzhenitsyn and whatever, those guys, you know, like if you've ever read things like fiction like The Idiot, right, or like about Prince Bishkin and all that kind of stuff, or if you've read The Gulag Archipelago, people are compelled by these stories because in the darkness, it's the metaphor that people like to sort of recount, that is in the darkness is when the light can shine. And so nothing highlights the qualities that we love about those kind of stories greater than a world of terror. So what's up, Koi? What's going on? How you doing, homie? You know what I mean? I think that's why people like dark fantasy. And so I think that the vibe needs to have those kind of things. It needs to be an overcoming of darkness for it to be dark fantasy, right? For it to be good dark fantasy, but I could be wrong. What's up, Snail? What's going on, dude? You get into the DLC and every boss one-shots you, and basic enemies have infinite health, and solution is just wander aimlessly, fight nothing, explore nothing, collect the scaling cookies until the damage dealt taken is appropriate. Oh, great. Okay. So, what were they thinking? Like, do they talk about the design process behind that? It seems pretty unintuitive to sort of build your DLC like that, you know? Once you've done your 2 hours of boring, unfun, unattractive gameplay, you get to play the best Dark Souls content to date. Really? So do you think that if it was scaled properly and you didn't have to do this like bullshit, do you think these are some of the strongest, well-designed like game elements of a Souls game? Because that's pretty, you know, that's high praise. All right, we're warmed up. It's time. It's time. We move into project mode. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty cool. I also think, just to finish up the idea of dark fantasy, I think people get lost in the grittiness sometimes. I think the Souls games have a little bit of this as an issue. I could be wrong, though, because I never really played them, right? So, I don't know. I've just learned a lot of lore. It could be that the Souls world and lore is poorly represented to me by the community who have communicated it. And I'm missing something. That's totally fair. But it seems like there's this sort of, with dark fantasy, there's a sort of desire for grittiness, for something that feels more a departure from sort of the idealistic fantasy people consider to be pussy shit or whatever, you know? Fine. If you don't like Dragonflight, I get it. If you don't like, you know, it's fine. You don't have to go play a Souls game. It's fine. You know? But maybe in these Souls games, they do have these sort of mythological stories, you know? These ideas of, like, relighting the flame. Like I could analyze the Dark Souls like premise from a like literary whatever level over itself 20 times metaphorically and still probably get it wrong. You know, that's the thing I love about a lot of these Japanese developers that make Western style fantasy. A lot of times they don't give a shit about our rules. That's why you get interesting shit. Why you don't get people like with the sort of self-referential fantasy that we all think is boring at a certain point in time. So who knows? As far as the gameplay goes, fuck it, I ain't playing Dark Souls, man. You think I got that fucking time? You think I got the time to waste? All right. This is our design. I'm gonna bring it over. This is our character. This is our painting. We gotta use the design on the character to paint the painting. It's gonna be very complicated. It's gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be a lot of hours of grinding, of diminished results, of disappointment. But at the end, I promise you a painting of utter mediocrity. One that showcases a small improvement over the last painting, but still feels comfortably mediocre. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna try to do that today. So I'm gonna do this painting a little bit differently. Rather than just going start to finish, painting it out, colors, whatever, blocking shapes, we're gonna start with a sketch, a pretty deep sketch if we can, and go from there. So I'm gonna refine the shit out of this sketch, and then we're gonna paint under it, and then smash it all together, and then paint over it. It's gonna be a whole process. I'm gonna try it. I haven't done this for a while, so I'm really excited about this. But we're gonna do a couple of different projects this week. This is gonna be one of them. Obviously, you know I like to bounce around, so this is the one I want to start off with this week. Is this bullshit here? Been a while since I drew an e-boy though. Hey, when was the last time I drew an e-boy? Not since the last time I published my most recent addition to my secret Pixiv account that only publishes BL manga. And you're not allowed to know the name of the account, so fuck you. All right. All right, let's get it. Let's fucking get into it. This is gonna be hard because I'm gonna need to like make alterations for certain things in the outfit, or lose details and completely. But I'm willing to take the challenge. Find cookies or else, and the cookies aren't fun or aren't from doing the fun things. That sucks. Yeah. Pearl and ring, you can upgrade your flask, more healing, you can upgrade more flasks. Okay. That's weird. I wonder why. Seems like a really easy mistake to avoid. I think Dark Souls suffers from the same kind of issues that Fallout games do. Fallout does continue to be this run-down, living in ruin style civilization, no matter how long passes in the timeline, just because Bethesda wants it to be, ooh, you see, this is still Fallout. See, yeah, right. And so, but like, I want, do you think that the Souls story has like ended? Like, are they sort of like milking the darkness of Dark Souls? Because I do think things have gotten better. I really got, I'll tell you when I started getting bored of a lot of like media in our nerddom. When did Battlestar Galactica new TV series release date? When was the new Battlestar Galactica TV series come out? When did it come out? Air dates. When did it come out? Let's see. 2003. 2003, I think, is the downfall of a lot of media for a long time. So in 2003, and then when did The Dark Knight? 2008. Or sorry. Yeah, right? This is the one with Joker and whatever and fucking Bane and shit. Sure. So that it was early 2000s. I think people in general felt very proud of themselves for thinking that things were dark and gritty and everything had to be darker and grittier, you know? And it got a little exhausting where everything had to be so dark and gritty and became performative at a certain point, I think, where the usefulness of darkness, the usefulness of grittiness was no longer a piece in a greater puzzle to tell a fantastic story. It was just the thing that was popular. The amount of dudes that I saw at the game store in that era, in the Dark Knight era, that like embraced the raw masculinity of Bane and whatever, and the dark and grittiness. And if you're like, yeah, man, I found the movies or whatever, the game or the TV series or whatever we're talking about was dark and gritty. I just found a little like kind of annoying, repetitive. It was just like, yeah, I get it. You're dark and gritty and edgy, right? And it's like, no, you don't understand. I guess you can't handle the darkness and grittiness. And it's like, okay, Listen, the Devil May Cry weebs are over there, happily aware that they are edgelords. The dark and gritty frat boys never became self-aware to their absurdity. And it's why the edgelords are still so happy. It's why every Devil May Cry, every Guilty Gear, every fucking edgelord game that comes out or anime or whatever is so beloved by that community, because they're aware of what they want and what they like and why they like it, and they don't try and rationalize it. They don't try and dramatize it. They just fucking like dudes in trench coats with swooping hair and long swords and tortured backstories. And it's like, you know what, man? I'm super happy you're happy. Like I will fight to the death for their right to have their fucking dramatically named, you know, NPCs. The problem is that the dark and gritty boys would try and rationalize it as like, oh, I see you're just not tough enough to take the dark and grittiness of this movie. And you're like, no, I just think it's kind of contrived and like whatever. You know what I mean? So I worry that Dark Souls and that Elden Ring and the dark fantasy enjoyers have taken the darkness of their fantasy as like a status thing now. Because I've heard a lot of people around Baldur's Gate being like, oh, I'm not into that like high fantasy, ooh, fairies and elves and pussy shit. I like Dark Souls, man. I like skeletons and shit. And like, don't get me wrong, I do like fantasy with big hairy sweaty men fighting other big hairy sweaty men. So I'm good with that, right? But I do wonder if some of the Elden Ring problems, like do you guys think the world is like kind of the story is like, okay, man, we kind of finished the Dark Souls story or finished the Elden Ring story. Like we're probably good starting a new thing over here, you know? The whole dystopia is to show that the evil is never truly defeated, yin and yang kind of deal. I think that's when it's done well, Koi. I think that's entirely the reason. And I think that's why it's compelling, right? But I think that it becomes derivative. It's like somebody like what's a good like dystopia story? You think about a movie or whatever that you like, maybe one of the first ones where you're like, ooh, this is really fun and interesting and cool. And then everything else is based off that. But it's not based off of the core important things. It's based off of so we just need to do a dark dystopia. Cool, let's tell our dark dystopia story. But it's like, if you didn't understand the point that this author or writer or development team or whatever did to tell the story to begin with, you're kind of missing all the juice behind the project. You know what I mean? And that's where projects get derivative and people roll their eyes at a certain point. You're like, I'm so tired of gritty, dark TV shows because, you know, or whatever it is that you're tired of. And I wonder if Elden Ring and Dark Souls and Dark Fantasy and Souls-like games are approaching that. Because I can't think of any well-respected Souls-likes that aren't kind of like that. Like, obviously, Bloodborne, super dark and gritty. You know, Lies of P, super dark and gritty. Maybe Code Vein, but Code Vein's like kind of a different community. I think a lot of Souls-like players like to say that, oh, gameplay is all that matters. I'm a gameplay first, graphics don't matter. And you're like, oh, hey, man, have you tried Code Vein? And they're like, oh, I don't like that. And you're like, why not? Well, I don't like anime shit. And you're like, I thought you said graphics don't matter. I thought you said the art and graphics don't matter, bro. You don't care. You don't care, man. You just care if the gameplay's good. Hey, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't play any of these fucking games, so I'm more asking questions and building a narrative based on what I hear. So you guys gotta tell me if I'm wrong. The name of the account, I'm not telling you the name of my BL Pixiv account with over 10,000 followers, so just stop it. Stop. You can't make me. Dog, Jesus, what? Thank you for the sub. Fuck. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thank you. Please enjoy your shitty emotes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. You don't have to do that though. Come on, chill, dude. Go get like fucking Twitch Turbo or some shit. Thank you though. I appreciate it. If you care for the nerdy lore, all of the emotes are all different characters from our D&D campaign. So that the heart is actually Amelia. So that's one of Ella's characters. So I don't know. It's fucking nerdy shit. Nobody cares. They said they're done with the Dark Souls games. Elden Ring is the standalone, but definitely is related to Dark Souls. It's not connected. The world isn't connected. Though some of the games in the same playstyle, they've been done with that world for a while. That's why Elden Ring is so bright and gold, even with random runes and such. I thought that it was like somehow connected to Dark Souls. I thought somebody made a big fucking deal about the lore, whatever, connections, and I don't know. Right by the ads, dude. Watching Twitch on without like Twitch Turbo or subs is just a diseased experience. I'm so sorry. I wish I could change anything, literally anything about the viewing experience in my channel, but the ads, man, the ads, they're cursed, and they're only getting worse as the days go on with Twitch. They're only getting worse. I don't know what to do about it. It's frustrating. So I'm sorry about the ads. I agree. Dark and gritty is just cool aesthetic and has no substance. I like Tolkien because it's dark themes, but also very bright and fun and glorious at the same time. Yeah, I think that it requires nuance. I think you're right. It's a good example, Tolkien. Tolkien can tell, like, you know what's a good example? I think that the elves are a very dark story. Right? They're like this elder race that has the time has come for them to depart the world. They were gifted this like immortality, and now they are sort of like as a society, a culture, as a people dying. And so they're taking their very dramatic exit to go to the undying lands. They're departing from this world and leaving behind sort of the fingerprints of their great civilization. The imagery of autumn becomes very dark in this case, and it's a very dark story. It's a very, very dark and sad and morose story, but it doesn't have to be full of zombies and demons and fucking decrepit, you know, knights and whatever. And I think it's difficult to tell a story like that, and I think that challenge is what makes it interesting, because you hadn't seen anything like that before. And so now the sort of derivative nature of dark and gritty, it's like you can do dark and gritty, which again, it's why I like the edgelords, because the edgelords are like, I don't want something different, man. I want somebody who's tortured, who made a pact with a demon, who is like, you know, and they just want the same shit over and over again, and none of them ever try and sell it as like world-changing whatever lore. They all just say, I want my edgy e-boys. And I respect the hell out of that. I think they know what they want and they're going for it, right? For anyone who loves Souls games, apparently there's nuggets of light in the darkness type thing. That's cool. But I think the Souls like might be feeding into the more edgy brand of darkness. Yeah. I just wonder if it's getting tiring for people yet, or if players are still like all on board, you know? Like, I do respect that, like, 40K, for instance, still has their grimdark connections, and they don't want to break those. They have a strong sense of identity, and they're like, this is what we do. It's why people, like, used to like World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft was, like, heroic fantasy. It was characters bigger than life. You know, doing heroic-ass shit. It was all about those moments. Those payoffs. Those, like, big interactions between the character and the story, the sacrifices, nobility, honor, right? And they kind of changed that with more nuance, and they're trying to tell like a softer story and different sides of things. And a lot of World of Warcraft fans were like, I don't want this from this project. I don't want like leg hugging dragons that are cute little like fun bun gnomes or whatever. I want Grom Hellscream raising an axe to his people, proclaiming they will never be slaves to the demons, but they will be conquerors. You know? I don't know, man. The elves are not supposed to be good people. They don't belong in the world, and they are stuck in their ways. They're supposed to be the English nobles. Right, like you know, it's the entire thing I think is very interesting. It's like a changing of the order of the world, and a reconciling of what powers are basically going to claim the next era. It's kind of like with the whole like elvish kind of British aristocracy idea, it's kind of like the fall of the Empire. You know, he had read The Lord of the Rings of being a World War I vet. Absolutely, I think that's really interesting. You know, it's like a lot of these, man. I think that making a story is so like a good compelling story, I think, is so difficult, but I think it's actually so simple. I think it's incredibly simple. I've been thinking this a lot, actually, for like art and improving at things. I think that we tend to overcomplicate things these days because I think that we're so impressed by how smart we are that surely the more complicated solution is the better one. Because we see nuance and we don't understand the simplicity behind it, so we just think that it's built of complexity. That might be one of the smartest or dumbest things that I've ever said. But it's not a middle mediocre statement. That was either genius or absolutely fucking stupid. But I'm committing to it, goddammit. You know, I like the stories that I feel like if you want to take video games and nerd shit, right? Like think of like Kojima's stories. Like Kojima's very ahead of his time as far as problems that happen in like storytelling and whatnot, you know, like Metal Gear Solid 3 or Snake Eater type shit. But they're very simple stories at the core of it. I think that simplicity is necessary. I think that a simple framework is necessary. Because when you try and overcomplicate the frame, the skeleton of the project, and you try and build something that's completely new, you get like this abhorrent sort of mess, right? You get deconstructionist art. You get like this like postmodern impressionist art movement where it's like, why is that square of urine colored paint worth $2 million? And obviously we all know it's because of money laundering and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's also that people sort of have this desire to be different so strong that they want to overcomplicate things. But I think that when it comes to storytelling, people see through that. You know? Like Tolkien wrote a story of myth and legend, a hero's journey, a Joseph Campbell style whatever, inspired by current events that were going on with him and lived experiences. He lived through World War I. He saw the fall of the English Empire. He saw the changing of the powers within the world, and specifically Europe, sort of the heart of the world at the time. And he just wrote a cool story based on that. You know? George Lucas saw the hero's journey and like those old school stories. Again, the Joseph Campbell stories. And then he like took this sort of frame of like samurai movies and samurai sort of like old Western samurai storytelling. And then he took this like cool fucking casing of like science fiction boppy space ships and stuff because he liked fast cars and hot rods. And then it's like the story of you look at why Star Wars is so successful, why Lord of the Rings, why all these big projects are so successful. And it's like, it's offensively simple at the core. But the nuance and the difficulty of doing simple well and making simple original is I think so difficult. That a lot of writers, I'm guilty of this too with my own stuff right now, try and overcomplicate it because it's like you want to be interesting and unique and different and new, but then you just make something derivative and contrived, and it's like, fuck, man. Rivers fall of Empire because the elves came from heaven to conquer the new lands, fought amongst themselves and for status and glory, then realized, man, this is stupid and pointless. And all we did was get ourselves killed and leave heaven. We should get out of here. Yeah, we should go home, man. Like, dude, what are you talking about? It's an interesting story, but it's a very dark story. It's very depressing and bleak when you think about it. Which is why I think it makes Arwen such a compelling character, because she observed the imperfection, bleakness, and pitiable world around her, and still chose to stay and give up her place in the heavens because, you know, I think that's really interesting. And like Elrond's acceptance of that, and the sacrifice of the daughter and whatnot. Like, this is all very mythological shit, man. These are important stories. I think there really is like where the fuck does this bandolier thing go? Okay. I think it's interesting shit. I think it's cool. I don't think it's hard to to identify the simplicity in a lot of successful stories, but it's incredibly hard to execute on that simplicity in a compelling way. You know what I mean? Like stories today are trying to be profound and deep when they didn't start with a simple idea first. Pointlessly complicated, something goes nowhere. Yeah, man. It's keep making Star Wars references here, I guess. I don't know. Everyone loves David and Goliath. Little guy conquers all odds. Hero story. Don't need to be too complicated. No, I mean, absolutely. Yeah. Like, it's why I think Joseph Campbell's work is so interesting. Because basically, he acknowledged that like, from sub-Saharan Africa to, like, the Inuit to Mesoamerica to, like, deep Asia, there's, like, stories that keep coming up and are basically the same story over and over again. It's like, how does that happen? Why does that happen? What are we missing here? That's really cool to me. The study of that kind of shit is really cool to me. I think it's really compelling to view storytelling.
An offering to the Herald of the Art Times, the master of being sidetracked, the eternal
What do you mean sidetracked? When was the last time I ever got sidetracked? Every time I have started stream, Rob, I have been locked in. I have been focused. I have been communicative of my intent. I've been everything that the Edmonton Oilers weren't last night. So okay, I'm done. That's the last one. That's the last dig at the Oilers for the week. I promise. Next one will be next Tuesday. When a new stream starts in New York next week, that's when we'll resume. But until then, I'm done. Thanks for 100 bits, man. I appreciate it. What's up, Azura? What's going on? We're chilling, dude. How you doing? What's good? How's your house coming along, Azura? Don't tell me you unsubbed. The only two stories, the hero story and the great love story. Just choose it and tell it. Yeah. Every tragedy, every whatever. I don't know. It's interesting. There's also a lot of really cool stories out there that are like metal as fuck that can be like transcribed into a fantasy setting that just haven't been yet, you know? But they're out there. They're out there. They're waiting. In an unrelated note, I started watching anime again. Great stories. Life-changing, profound. No, I actually want to watch the new season of Goblin Slayer. I feel like they do some like D&D shit in there. It is a problem when you're doing like telling D&D stories in general as well. I think D&D stories get too focused on the theatrics of it and not enough in the because like theatrics are dramatic. And like I don't think that like drama automatically makes for a better story, you know what I mean? But so often, I believe, drama is the thing that we go to. We're like, a more dramatic story is a better story, right? But like realistically, how many times have you listened to, I don't know, an episode of some fucking podcast drama or D&D show or played a game or watched a TV show or whatever? It's very dramatic, but at a certain point in time, you're just sitting there kind of like wincing at the like the pointlessness of it. You know what I mean? You're like, but why? But why? I get that it's dramatic, but why? I feel myself doing that more and more recently. Paragraphing? It's essaying. Essaying, Garthen. There's tropes common throughout cultures and stories that have held through generations. But like, why is that? Even the scholars on the topic don't really have a great... Ooh, I need to do this on a different layer, I just realized. They don't have a great impression as to why that happens. Some people say it's like biblical or whatever, like these like divine experiences. People say it's like built into our DNA to favor certain types of social whatever. I don't know. I think it's a very interesting topic. I just don't have a clear grasp on it, you know? I've been essaying for a bit. Yeah, there you go. The coilers, what? Yeah, the coil. Oh, jeez, that's cruel, man. A big part of the repetitive story motifs is shared experience across the world. Yeah, it's like evolutionary, right? It's like evolutionary psychology. Why do we build respect for certain feats and fear for certain things, and we have a general drive for certain types of adventures and stories and tales and whatever else, you know? But because those things were valued traits to have. Intrepidity was valued. Bravery and explorative quizzical whatever willingness was valued. And then lolcats came out. And then there was lolcats. I shouldn't wait, just spin the sub re-up every month like you're too much to unsub. Thank you, Azura. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. You have no idea. Without it, I would be I don't know, actually I have no idea what I'd be doing, but it wouldn't be good. What's up, Fox? What's good? Game designer, world builder, coder, engineer. The tiniest of spirit foxes. Fox, I still remember the fucking week you got affiliated. I still remember that shit. I remember the wildlife education streams. Bro, and now you're building fucking games and shit? You're crushing it, dude. An inspiration, to say the least. I got you feel I don't do shit, bro. I don't do shit. I was just there for it. I just watched it happen. Back when we thought Twitch affiliate meant anything. Oh, the innocent days. Dude, what is this fucking design, man? What was I on? What was I thinking? Obviously, the design of Gideon on the development piece is just a base. We can change whatever we want, you know? Especially things in different perspectives and different angles and whatever. We're not doing this in a 3D program, so we don't have to perfectly match the concept art. We also don't have to keep the concept artist happy. You know, this happens at video game companies, right? The 3D model will be like, hey, this thing looks fucking stupid in 3D, and the concept artist is like, no, it's my precious little design I made for you. And then the art director has to get involved, and then someone gets fired and goes to HR, and then breaks their NDA. It's a whole thing, man. It's just a whole fucking
Warning
process.
Block of text. I promise it actually has substance. You know, this is why I love my buddies Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. The drama means something. Also shared experiences. My hypothesis, like a raptor trying to kidnap your baby, has probably happened everywhere, and often enough we have stories about weird flying monsters yoinking our babies. And like, if you go back to Og days, there's the Tong child who we know with some certainty was killed by an eagle in South Africa.
Yeah, that's legit, man. You're probably right about that. There's probably like certain cultural fears, you know, the fear of being hunted and whatever, and the necessity to go find food and resources beyond the hills and return to the tribe, or whatever. There's definitely, I think you're on the right track. There is a sense of survivorship bias amongst modern storytelling that is palpable and necessary, right? That's interesting, though. Hold on, I want to put this in the exact right position. All right, there we go. Perfect. God, man, it's so perfect. It's so beautiful. Y'all doubted me. Y'all doubted me. Come on. What am I, the Edmonton Oilers? Damn it, I said it was the last one. I fucked up. Shit. I thought I was good. I messed it up. Just like the Edmonton Oilers. Damn it. Ah, that was 2. Okay. I'll do my best. Yeah, I think it's a good insight though, Zura. I think it is like evolutionarily valued stories. The designer comes with the intricate things. The motto is like, I don't want to work this hard, bro. Changes it. Yeah. Yeah. Like, actually. And sometimes for the better. Sometimes we're all better off. Other times not. But concept artists are picky little whiny babies sometimes. I know I am. I'd some fucking art school dropout, some architect wannabe 3D modeler telling me that my designs weren't good enough or didn't work.
Tongchild was a 2 million-year-old hominid of about 3 or 4 years old that was thought to have been killed by a tiger or lion, but back in 2006 someone noticed that the claw marks around the eyes matched the marks that an eagle makes when they claw a creature's eyes out. Which one? Gross. But 2 very insightful.
That's interesting. Kind of fucking big ass eagle. Wait, what? That's a big ass eagle, bro. Share experiences why there's always the Great Flood story. Yeah, I mean, yes. That's something that's super interesting to me. I love his history, conspiracy, lore. You know? Like shit like Great Floods, a flood that wiped out a Sahara Desert-based civilization, a North American civilization that got wiped out by an impact, a Younger Dryas impact. I like these stories. I think they're cool. You know? I think it's funny and fun to speculate on and to think about. That there's like a history that we don't know because before, you know, before we could build shit out of steel and whatnot and stone, I don't know, there were these like events, these like Great Flood incidents and shit like that. I think all that stuff is cool. I think it's cool as hell. I have one of those stories actually in our current D&D game. It's sort of like a cultural conspiracy about like how there were magic users at a certain time that they thought that they didn't know how to do magic back then. But no, I totally agree. I think these are really cool stories. And they're so compelling. Why are they so compelling? Would we all get our shit flooded at some point in time? Like, what happened, man? What kind of floods were there, bro? You know, geological evidence for shit happening. I think it's all cool. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting shit. Get kind of weirded out by people who get mad at me that when I talk about it on stream, being like, "Oh, Evan, you can't talk about it. It's dangerous." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, it's dangerous to question whether or not history happened exactly like we know it happened right now. It's like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, I don't care. It's fun. It's interesting. Cool to speculate on. I'm not trying to change the fucking order of civilization. I don't care. I think it's neat to be like, I wonder how those rocks got there. And you get the guy that's into ancient aliens, and you're like, ah, fuck. There's not friends, don't you remember? That's true. I'm not a cleric. Who said I was a cleric, Miss Brent? It's actually a true fact. They found human remains in birds' nests, so yeah, our small children used to get predated by big birds. Oh shit. Really? Because like where we live, Koi, you know I gotta be worried about owls and shit. I got a 6-pound Yorkie. Where's my 6-pound Yorkie? Where's my 7-pound Yorkie? Actually, she's fat right now. She's 8 pounds. Where's my 8-pound Yorkie at? Okay, I don't know where my 8-pound Yorkie is, but she's very raptorable. Very owlable. I keep her on a short leash when I go out into the wilderness. There are cultures that have had great flood stories. Yeah, I think it's so interesting, you know?
Probably an ancestor of the African crowned eagle or a relative, which is the animal I'm submitting today. And also it's kinda crazy to think some of the stories that we pass down literally predate us as a species.
It's cool though, right? I think this shit's cool, man. No, it's not Ancient Aliens. To be fair, Tar, I've never actually watched Ancient Aliens. I know the memes, but I've never actually myself watched Ancient Aliens. And I think when I do, it's gonna be glorious. I'm gonna go so far down the rabbit hole, dude. It's gonna be dope. I'm gonna start wearing like fucking dream catchers and shit for my ears. I'm gonna wear like an elk horn, like an antler, like for like a single antler, like a horn. I'm like strapped to the top of my head. I'm gonna start wearing a poncho that's made out of like hemp and like lined with tinfoil. Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna start taking drawing vials of blood and keeping them in Faraday cages, just like, you know, for no reason, right? Not in a fridge or anything, just we've crafted a flood myth in China because we have this river that floods every like 4 years that killed population, half population for 20k years. Yeah, it just happens, right?
Ancient Aliens feels like something you should watch while simultaneously on LSD, shrooms, and weed.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never engaged with anything like weed or shrooms or whatever. I've never been high, never been whatever, never been drunk. I feel like I would be conspiratorial drunk though, right? Exciting. I think I'd be one. Yo, wait, Lunar. Ooh, oh shit, what's up? What's up, guys? What's going on? Thank you for the raid. Holy shit, I appreciate it. What's up? What's going on? How you doing? How is stream? What's good? What's going on, guys? Welcome in, my friends. You got here just in time for us to be making art of my cute e-boy for a client while simultaneously talking about ancient conspiracies. So I don't know what kind of conspiracies you like to talk about during your I don't know if you draw e-boys or not, Lunar, but I'm gonna assume that somebody at every point in time draws some e-boys. I don't know what kind of conspiracies you like to talk about with your chat, but today we're talking about Great Flood and Ancient Aliens. But well, good to have you in here, guys. Go drop a follow at Lunar and go say hi. Go show some love, yo. I'm gonna go over and be a. I want to see what you were working on today. If that's okay. I'm gonna sneak in. I want to see what you were doing. I'm gonna go look at your. I'm gonna go look at the project. I want to see what you were doing today, if you don't mind. I want to see. I'm gonna see. Maps. What did we do? Where did we end? Ooh, that's cool. Wait. I need to go back. Lore. Look at the lore. I love it. I love this. Fucking sick. Boom. I hope you don't mind me following you, Lure. That's fucking sick, dude. Maps, other D&D things. Well, you are among friends here. I'm humbled and honored by your presence. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. What's up? Good to have you guys. Do battle maps and world maps. Ooh, we were just talking about one of my maps. We were just talking about a desert map that I did. These are the kind of maps I like to make. I like to make like old like world like in-world maps, like some ancient dude unscrolls this like long pieces of parchment onto a table, and this is what you'd see in world. So yeah, this kind of nerdy shit. I'm a map enjoyer, so welcome in here. Happy to have you. Happy to see the rest of y'all. What's up, Fanger? Really can't dam up the Yellow River, sadly. But didn't they try though, Koi? Didn't they try? Isn't it like the biggest dam out there or whatever? I could be wrong about this shit. Biggest dam in China. The Three Gorges Dam, right? That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah, you try your best, I guess, right? But that's not on the Yellow River, I don't think. That's a different dam. Listen, my Asian geography is not great outside of the land of the rising sun. So, forgive me. I have not the opportunity to travel to mainland China yet. So, I would love to learn. I would love to learn Mandarin at some point in time, though. Because like all the dudes that I grew up with that like spoke any sort of Chinese was all Cantonese. That shit's whack, man. I would never try to learn Canto. Are you kidding? Like learning Japanese was a pain. Korean's actually easier than I thought as I'm going through it. I'm like getting decent. I actually had a conversation with my neighbors like in passable Korean. She was so impressed. She was so deeply impressed. I've also been talking. I have this neighbor, another couple of Korean. They got this cute little like 5 or 6 year old that I have really rudimentary conversations in Korean. I'd love to learn Mandarin, but I think I'm too dumb for it. So, those are all my own work on the stupid bot, but finally paying off in the shoutout command. It is, Blaze. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Made an oldish map, but still needs some practice. Well, practice away, because I love seeing maps, and the more maps people make, the more world building, the more storytelling. I am a happy Evan. So, all right, we are working on a D&D character today. This is a D&D character. Actually, it's a commission that somebody commissioned for a character in my setting, which is weird and awesome. My favorite commissions to do are commissions people ask for characters in my setting. The most self-indulgent kind of projects you could possibly imagine, but I love them. So we're drawing. We're painting a wizard right now, a multi-class wizard sorcerer. Because fuck it, Guapo's not here to defend himself. They did, but it displaced like millions of folks, and everyone is constantly complaining about it. Wait, there's like Three Gorges is not. Wait, what? Really? I knew there's some drama about it. People are mad. Which is the one that like is breaking? Is it Three Gorges that's breaking? They're like, well, we're gonna have a bad time the next 5 or to 10 years. Because this is some like Mirkwood Ent shit going on here. So down the Yellow River, you'd have to move probably 100 million people somehow. Ah, it's fine. What is that? That's just like a couple of U-Hauls or something, right? It's just a couple of U-Hauls. Am I right? Am I right about that? Thank you for the follow, the D&D Vince. I appreciate that. And holy shit!
How exciting!
Jesus, goddamn, yo, what's up? Yo, Eldritch Podblast, what's going on, guys? What's up? Welcome in here. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Holy shit! Welcome in, guys. Oh, goddamn, that's a lot. That's a lot of. What is up, yo? What were y'all doing today? How was stream? What's up, guys? Good to see you. The Eldritch Podblast sends squad blasters to Entity and lots of love. That's nice, man. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome in, everybody. God, whoa, Jesus. That's a lot of fun. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. Holy shit. Welcome into the stream. You caught us in the middle of talking about old conspiracies and drawing pretty D&D wizards. So, what's up? What's up? Welcome, guys. Welcome in. We're drawing we're working on a client project today for a very illustrious wizard player who asked for a portrait of his wizard that he built for my setting, which is kind of self-indulgent and awesome. But thank you very much for the follows and for the raid. I appreciate it. I'm so honored to have you guys in here. What a holy shit, man. Thank you. And thank you for the 420 bits, wizard. Dude, okay, I love drawing wizards. I like drawing wizards because I can be ostentatious about them. They don't have to be practical. It's not like the paladin players. They're like, I want a practically sized hammer, which is then already impractical. But thank you very much for the raid and the follows and everything. I'm so honored to have you guys in here. So I build my own setting on stream, and basically I make art for it all day. So that's what we're doing today. So we're making art, we're painting wizards and shit, and doing cool stuff, and talking about lore and maps and all that kind of stuff. The lore, though, Dungeon Father, is that this specific character, who we did a design concept piece a little while ago, he is part of a group of, I guess you could call them like counterculture mages that don't they don't fit in with the sort of large mage orders. They're not really
Wizard
in that
time.
kind of. Yes, thank you very much for the 120 bits. That's a lot of bits, though. Holy shit, thank you. Yeah, so this is a wizard that doesn't fit in with kind of the large grand orders of magic users in the world. So he's kind of part of this kind of like roguish group of small wizards that are trying to uncover and unlock, I guess, secrets of magic that are kind of gated behind politics and whatever. The highest level and highest order of wizardry is kind of gated behind selective, individuals and who you know. And this kind of piece, I'll show you what a finished portrait is supposed to look like. But where's a good one? So like this is what a finished character looks like in our style. So we're pursuing that. We're very early on in the process right now. But this is the kind of character designs that I do for my world and for my setting. So that's what you can expect here, as well as talking about conspiracies, which were, you know, maybe true or not. Maybe the ancient magi are still there. Who knows? But thank you very much, guys. I'm honored to have you all in here. Seriously, I'm always deeply humbled by anybody choosing to spend any time in my stream talking about D&D with me. So, yeah. Love y'all. Love your faces. Thank you for the follows. Y'all made my day. Y'all absolutely crushed my day. And just thank you. Thank you. I'm humbled. Damn, Smash. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was actually, so this is my wife's current character in our D&D game. She's a homebrew class called an Astral Knight, which is a class that I'm working on right now. We're in the beta of it. I need to publish the most recent build to Discord, but it's kind of, I guess you could think of somewhere between a cross between a monk and a paladin and a melee spellcaster. I really don't have a good elevator pitch for how the class works, but basically they're cool magic using knights. So that's her current character. So we got a lot of stuff to do. We got a lot of characters to paint, a lot of lore to build. Everything has like super deep nerdy lore that I'm always very proud of, but like, you know, it's like pretty painting, cool. It's like, but you don't understand all the lore that's in there. Legally distinct Jedi, that's rude. I thought I deserved more respect than that, Garthan. How dare you? How dare you simplify my cool lore thing to just legally distinct Jedi? I'm wounded. I'm wounded. Not every warrior monk with a sword is a fucking Jedi, alright? Some of them are ripoffs of paladins. These are the exact style of art I love to see. Thank you, I appreciate that. So generally all the sketches I do, I try and give them an in-world feel. So like that kind of color design of a piece, I usually have more of like an in-world aesthetic, because I like a lot of the portraits that I do of characters to be something that you'd find that a bard or like an artist would sketch of a character, of a great hero in world. So that's why I have like the parchment textures and everything for a lot of my work, because I think it's fun. I think it's fun if it feels like it comes from within the world, you know. Even like the maps and stuff, I try and make them look in world, because I think it's cool. I think it's really cool when all the world building sort of like really I don't know what the term is, really contextualizes itself, you know. Looks great. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I'm sold. I'm honored. Y'all are way too generous with your compliments. You're making me a little flustered, all right? I'm seriously, thank you guys. The kindness is a little overwhelming. I'm humbled, but I appreciate it more than you know. More than you know. I got a little fragile artist ego, okay? And and hearing people like it really does make my day. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. You said a creative choice. Thank you. Everything I do on stream is basically something for my own world and for my own project. I'm currently developing basically it as a D&D setting and doing all my world building through art. So that's like that's the whole like concept of my project is everything. Like, I'll show you.
I love K-pop so much, and Korea the nation genuinely terrifies me like K-balls are terrifying. 20% of the GDP of Korea is just Samsung in...
What about Samsung? I agree, Azura. Listen, I got a Samsung phone. Thank you for 100 bits. I appreciate it. What's up? True, though, right? So, like, all the art that I do for my setting, it's all in this in-world stuff, because I want it to all feel like it's sort of... I mean, I do some paintings. That's not all that rare. But, like, I think that it's important when you're doing world building and stuff to build it with like intent behind it. And so everything I do is based off of based off of building my setting, so that it helps kind of like contextualize my projects. Because I used to sort of work in kind of or in and around the periphery of the video games industry, and I liked the idea of everything that you did had a place in the world. You know, if you want to draw cool knights or dragons or whatever, you had like a world to sort of slot it into. So I started doing that when I started streaming and building my own world for all my projects. And then I realized I loved it and didn't want to stop. So right now, I guess my whole thing is that I build my D&D setting on stream through art. So I write some. I have a world anvil that I'm building, but I really like to do a lot of concept art and tell a lot of my stories to my players through art. So I like to do a lot of like sketches for them before they get to a new area or a new zone, or they meet a new NPC or whatever it is, you know? They're going to arena with looming sloth energy. That's dangerous, Minako. I kind of like it. Also, I can't draw for the life of me. I'm so bad at it. If you want to learn, like, if you want to draw, you just got to practice a little bit. You can actually become a much better artist than you think in a lot less time than you think, if it comes to consistent practice. I always encourage DMs and players to draw whatever they see in the world. It doesn't have to be some masterpiece, but I always think that being able to sketch out an idea or something is very beneficial for your players, especially as a DM. But I don't know. Do you accept commissions? If you do, plug yourself. I do accept commissions. My commissions are I'm gonna open my July slots probably in the next week or so. I'm finishing this and one other piece that I agreed to do for another lovely client for my June slots, and I'm a little bit lagging behind them. So I'll have new commission slots open, and I'll probably make a big deal about that on my Twitter in the next week or so.
Practicing daily is very literally all you need. I need to take my own advice.
You do. Every day. You gotta draw every day. You gotta pick some dumb thing you want to draw every day and then draw it. That's why if you have a weekly D&D game, it makes it easier, because you always have some shit that you need to make art for, right? Thank you for the follow, Nat. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I didn't individually shout out everybody who followed. It was a bit much.
Wait, all was overstatement. So. Don't draw so much, it hurts your body.
No. Draw until your wrist cramps and your back hurts, and then take a day off. You gotta manage your physical health if you're an artist. Every artist has dealt with or heard the horror stories of the poorly managed, you know, carpal tunnel or whatever it is. So you gotta be careful. You gotta take care of yourself first and foremost. Unless you have an art business, then you do 90% busy work and only 10% draw. That's why, Koi, whenever I have to do Patreon prints or anything, I just ask Ella to do it. I'll be honest, I'm embarrassed of this, Koi, but I don't actually know any of my printer settings or any of my printmaking settings or anything like that. Like, Ella will tell me, she'll be like, oh, hey, you got an order for like another couple of prints, or like, oh, somebody signed up for Patreon or whatever. So she'll be like, yeah, and I printed it out. I need you to sign it. She'll give it to me, or a stack of fucking prints or some shit. And I'll sign them all, do whatever. And then I don't know what happens to them. I don't know, dude. Like, it just they get there at some point in time. People are happy. So I just completely recruited her. I conscripted her to do all that stuff for me because I'm too dumb to do it. So she's really the brains of the operation. Holy shit, thank you, Dungeon Father. Thank you for the Prime. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's very generous. Y'all being way too kind to me today, dude. Like, I don't deserve this. I'm just happy anybody stopped by my stream today. Seriously, thank you. Thank you for the follows and the bits and now the subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. Damn it. All right, guys, you're making me emotional. All day I'm restocking my inventory, answering emails and packing orders and doing paperwork. And you're going to events and stuff. I really want to do events, but I don't know. I don't think my art would do well at like conventions, because like we talked about us both getting or splitting a booth for next Game Con, but I don't know if my art would sell. I don't think it would, to be honest. I think people who go to conventions want, like, I don't know, a different style or from stuff from IPs that they know, you know? I want to do it, but it's a lot of work, and I'm really impressed by your ability to go do it so elegantly. Right? I gotta learn from the master. The Father of Dungeons has subscribed. The actual Father of Dungeons. You're right about that. I'm honored and humbled. I feel like once I have like the adventure made for the Realms of Eldara setting, I feel like I'd be able to go to one of these, like a convention, have like a booth that's more focused on the setting and the art and everything about it, and not just the like art, right? But I feel like I'd have to have a lot more in place to be able to do one of these conventions. But it'd be fun, like, damn, I don't know.
To summarize that block of text about Korea, one company could cripple their economy and 5 companies owning 61% of the country could literally hold it hostage.
They have really weird stuff going on with their internet, Azura.
PST, hey chat, don't tell Evan, but his exercise efforts are really paying off. Wait, Evan, what do you mean you were listening?
Thank you, Garthen. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's very nice of you to say. I've been trying really hard, man. You still, I think you just need to cultivate it. Yeah. Do you think my like, do you think if I did more sort of general fantasy paintings, do you think they would do well at conventions? Like, I don't know. If I'm painting characters within the setting or whatever, do you think? I mean, obviously the sketches I don't think would work out, but stuff like these kind of paintings, or like this kind of painting. I don't know. Do you think it would do well? Because like we're already going to the con. You know, we already have a booth there because of Ella's stuff. Like, I don't know. If you're a person wandering around a convention, you like want to pick up some cool art because you love art and you like supporting artists and whatever reason people buy art at conventions. It's like I feel like I see people buy a lot of stuff they recognize, like, oh shit, yeah, it's like Zelda or whatever. But I don't know, man. It's like, who would care about my dumb D&D world that I make all my art for, you know? I don't, man. I just don't know if it'd be like a disappointing experience of making a whole bunch of prints that wouldn't, you know? You're right, I wouldn't know until I try, so I guess I can't. Because like for context, 2 weekends ago, I was just at a convention in Canada called GameCon Canada, because my wife is a dice maker. So I was there with her, and I go around to conventions and events around Western Canada with her anyway, because she has a great dice business. So it's like we're there anyway. We're already paying for the hotel and all the other stuff that come along with the convention. It's like, may as well bring my art and try and, you know, I don't know if it worked though. It'd be harder if you had conventions, but I think if you can make big bucks online just through building up your commissions, that's kind of what I do right now. Kind of what I'm trying to do right now. I don't know. You think the sketch style would do better? So as far as prints that I do sell, I sell way more sketch prints than painted prints. You're right about that, Dungeon Father. The most popular prints that I sell are either sketch landscapes like this or the sketches of characters and world building stuff. But a lot of it's people who are already like followers of mine, people who like the project that I'm working on, because they see me working on it on stream, they hear lore and whatever and all this, and then they'll go to the print store and get the, you know, when I finish a piece like this, I'll add it to the print store and do a couple of first editions and stuff. And it's like those stuff, like these people are, you are right, people are way more interested in the sketches than the actual paintings, which is super weird and bizarre, because I can do probably like for every 2 character sketches that I do like this, I can probably hit 1 painting. So you are absolutely right about that. And I don't know why. There's like, I don't know. I bought into your, this is a bar depiction of Hero, so it can be larger than life and exaggerated because it's in-world aesthetic license. Yeah, there is that. There is that, the ability to to sell the characters a little bit more than they would maybe outside of the realistic depictions, you know? I don't know. I'd love to try it. I'd love to go to conventions, but maybe I should try. Because it's not just an investment of like the table. You just also make a lot of prints for it, which costs a lot of money. But fuck it, maybe I'll try it. Because I know we can sign up for GameCon next year pretty soon. I think Elle already has. And we might be able to get like a double table. I think we can. Maybe I should just go for it. Just try it out. Actually, screw it. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna write a note about that.
Didn't hit send. Yeah, companies can tell the government to wipe certain things from the internet, and they literally cannot say no, because if they do, then the 5 companies will immediately kill Korea, the country. Like, Jesus. Korea would just not exist anymore.
I had no idea their market was that was that complicated. Keep cultivating your commissions. I know people who charge 500 USD for sketches and fill up slots in 4 hours. Yeah, I mean my like one of like a character like this is I charge about 400 for this. So plus, well, for this maybe color probably. Selling art a game on. Boom. I made a note. I'm gonna talk to Elle about that, about next year's GameCon, because we're going to it probably. Doing an art thing. I made a note. I'm committing. Maybe your niche is, or that's your niche. It makes your work look different from what I normally see. That's interesting. I always thought it was like lacking because it doesn't have poppy colors or whatever, you know? But I guess it is different. I also appreciate the bits, Zero. My opinion, you should do exactly what you're doing. Do what you love. Try and make money from it. I do fan art because I generally enjoy doing fan art, even though it's super cringe. Yeah, I mean, I want to do more fan art, though. Boy, I had this when I started streaming. I had this sort of idea that I had to sort of produce my own work and my own IP before I could do any fan art. So like only recently did I start doing stuff from IPs I wanted to do, and like doing designs from stuff like Baldur's Gate and shit like that. You know, like I did these redesign pieces of Baldur's Gate 3 characters as like paladins, because I like paladins, right? But most of what I do, like most of the work that sort of keeps the lights on is it's not one thing. It's a combination of commissions, of Twitch, of the print store, and of Patreon. But that's what I love with the Patreon model. Is the Patreon model is people get a print every month, like a print, an item card, a lore card, and a cool little dumb travel sticker that I make. And I love that because it's like it's the world building project that I'm interested in that month, then gets turned into like a monthly sort of thing, and that's the sort of the avenue I want to grow the most. But like I love doing commissions. I adore doing commissions. But I want to spend more time on the actual world building and side of the IP for Eldara stuff, so that I can build the adventure out and eventually make the campaign guide. Like, so Koi, my like short-term goal is to kickstart a project where I make a D&D adventure that is complete with art for characters, art for items, art for battle maps, art for tokens, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So what I'm working on right now is I'm developing an adventure that's like a level 1 to 3 kind of like proof of concept that has about 10 pieces of like full illustration, and it's the first adventure in Eldara. And people can actually play, because I've been building Eldara for 4 years on stream now, and people haven't been able to play in the setting. So now this adventure that's coming out in the summer is going to be available to everybody for free. So if you want to play it, great. And hopefully it's like art and, you know, full of all this cool stuff that's fun to play with. And then if it does well and people like it, then I want to do a Kickstarter for, okay, that's what I could do for a free project. Imagine what I could do for a couple months of funding. That's my goal. So that's why I like doing stuff that like, if a project sort of feeds into that, if I can stream a project, if I can make prints of the project, and I can use the project into like a larger thing, like eventually the like 3 to 4 year goal is to have an adventure coming out every 6 months that I can make art and do world building and make maps and all this stuff for every 6 or so months. And then eventually I want to make a campaign guide for what it's like to play in Eldara. Like that's my setting is called Realms of Eldara. Like we're so official. We even have a soundtrack. All right, we even have a soundtrack that my friend made for our D&D game. Right, all these Realms of Eldara. If you search Realms of Eldara on Spotify, you get all of like these like location themes you know, and themes that he wrote for different parts of our game. That there's gonna be like music and ambient music that you can use in the gameplay when you're playing through the adventure as well. So I don't know, man. I'm really excited. I want to do this, but I wonder if like. I wonder if it would do well at conventions. I wonder if this is the kind of thing that would interest people at a convention. I mean, just listen to it, man. Like he wrote this. This is this character's theme right here. This is Amelia Hearthwood's theme. Like, who writes this for their D&D game, right? It's so beyond what I deserve as far as making our project official. You know? Like, God, I listen to this, it just makes me want to make art for us. Ah, it's so good. It's offensively good. It makes me emotional, bro. There's so much lore in it, too. It's so cinematic.
I spam the bits because I like giving money, but it feels less weird than just like dropping $30 and dipping lol.
God damn it.
Those paladins TikToks were awesome, also sexy with us Kekwan that soundtrack
no, I don't want it. No, we don't talk about sexy withers.
Collapsed, Korea would be in as bad if not worse state than Germany during World War I, and they were actively at war.
Damn. I'm not talking. No, we can't. I can't be known on the internet for sexy withers. Please don't make me bring that up on stream. Don't make me talk about sexy withers. Yeah, shit, man. Doing Let's Play where your art is highlighted could be huge advertisement. So I started a game like that with a friend on stream, but our timing got messed up. So we were starting a D&D game with a VTuber friend of mine who's another streamer, and it was a lot of fun. But I'm gonna try and get a group of streamer friends of mine that when I finish the adventure, which is called Horizon. When we finish that adventure, I'm going to try and get a bunch of streamer friends of mine to play through the adventure on stream. And hopefully they have fun. Hopefully it's an awesome thing for people who are watching. What's Sexy Withers? Do you know who Withers is from Baldur's Gate 3? Koi, do you ever play Baldur's Gate 3? Do you know who Withers is? Because oh god, that's gonna be embarrassing. Because I don't remember why, but there was a request for me to draw Withers. And I said I agreed to it tentatively. You do, okay. So this, I'll show you Withers. This is Withers. This is Withers. He's like, he's not, it's not a game console game, it's a computer game. You have a computer. What do you mean? This is Withers, but I did do art of Withers, but I did it for Twitter. So I took a vote. Hold on, I gotta make sure this is fine to open on stream. It is. Okay, so I took a vote and I redesigned Withers. So like you can see the inspirations, you know, from the like this is a perfectly lore accurate representation of okay. Well, if I had any credibility, it's fucking gone now because somebody brought up Sexy Withers. Listen, we all have a dark past as an artist. We all have that DeviantArt account we don't want to talk about. So I preferred over the original. Yeah, well. There you go. At least, so did all the Twitter likes. Was already sexy or Reddit. I didn't need to do anything to it. Design. You're absolutely right. I didn't need to mess around. So that's kind of the plan for the summer. Is to keep going on the adventure, to finish and publish it soon, so that people can play and actually Because like we spend all this time world building and talking about lore and making mechanics and stuff, but like no one has a chance to actually play in the adventure. And so that's my goal right now, is to finish all the art and everything I can, to keep doing commissions, keep doing shit. I really did want to do the conventions, and I just never had, like, I still don't think that I'm up to standard for the conventions and stuff. Like, my current journey is my artist redemption arc. I'm trying to learn how to be a good artist finally in my life. And I'm not quite there yet, but I feel like I'm not sure if I'm convention level. Whenever I do hit convention level, and I am good enough to sell my art at conventions to people who don't sort of know about the project, then I want to 100%. I just don't know if I'm there yet. I tab back over from HUD designs to see Hot Withers. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Fox. Besides, you're welcome. There's people way worse than you at conventions, so don't let imposter syndrome get to you. The problem is not imposter syndrome. I'm aware that I'm trash. I don't feel like I'm an imposter. I'm aware that I'm bad at things. No, I'm trying. I'm trying. I want to get there. I just gotta keep going a little bit further before I think that I'm sort of like worthy of that kind of, where I could do well enough at a convention, make it worth my time, basically.
Oh, actually, on the topic of Patreon, I subbed because I wanted to just give you money, but then I realized it wasn't even charging me. Sag. Also, the new MTG restricted banned list came out. Also, Twitch double charged me for these bits. I'm annoyed.
The fuck? You get double charged by Twitch? They should refund that, I think. That should be happening. I don't know. That's weird. I have not heard anything about the new ban list or anything. I haven't thought about competitive MTG in a while. We might look that up later, actually. Is there someone remind me on the break to look that up? You know, the Patreon, I think when you joined Azura, the Patreon was paused. So that would be why. Because I was trying to get some stuff done and caught up so that we could sort of do a big formal relaunch, and that's a summer project. So you should get your first card. I think I already sent your first cards out in the mail. I'm not sure. What's good, Axon? That's imposter syndrome. The reality is you're already doing it. Damn it. Damn it. It's not imposter syndrome. It's called being bad at art. I have gotten better in the last couple of years. I have gotten better. And I do see the improvement. I just gotta keep working, you know? Before I can make a product that people like is like, I really value when someone buys a print or something. I want them to feel like they're getting something really, really cool and original and neat and interesting. But for the adventure and all the art that goes with it, I need to work a lot harder now.
Evan, your negative self-talk about your art is called having a low self-esteem. You're great.
What do you
and
mean?
You deserve to feel satisfied with yourself.
I am satisfied. It's a me.
You kinda just gotta decide when that's good enough, and if that's never, then make peace with it.
Yeah. The artist that I want to be like when I look up at my above my desk here, I have, let me show you who I have looking down at me. I'll take a picture of what my desk setup looks like right now. This is what I see when I look up. I have this big wall vinyl. Hope there's no Monka shit on there that I can't post on Discord.
Why did I suddenly get serious? Make this stop. Love underscore. Love underscore. Love underscore.
Let me show you what I consider to be good enough. When I look up, I have this painting by my favorite artist named Kekai Kotaki, part of this like lineage of classical artists in the modern day. It's this beautiful painting. It's a big wall vinyl I got when Guild Wars 2 came out. That to me, when I'm at that level, will be enough. When I can paint like Kekai Kotaki, I'll be enough. Until then, we spend all of our days grinding, trying, and telling mediocre D&D stories to our players and making shitty art. Because god damn it, that's what D&D's about. And I fucking love it. You'll be bad at art, bro. We're all bad at art. We can compare with masters.
Logan makes me cry.
God damn it. All the critiques are still living in my head rent-free. Boy. I know Logan makes you cry, but the art's really good, though. Aduria, right? And thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate it both, y'all. All right. Can I put metal? Would any of you be offended if I put metal on this wizard's gauntlet fucking glove thingy? Am I gonna get canceled for that in the D&D community? Is it gonna be as bad as the last time I put metal on a druid that one time and somebody on Reddit lost their absolute shit? Is it gonna be that big of a deal again?
That looks like a picture, but like not in a realistic kind of way, like in the way a good evocative photograph makes me feel like I can see their entire life in the way they hold themselves and their face.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a real art shit right there. Does it look cool? Do it? Alright. Alright, we're doing it. Rule of cool has taken hold. You're absolutely right about that, Fox. Does it look cool? Yes. Am I gonna do it then? Yep. When you get there, you're gonna move the goalpost and be like, "Oh, I stuck. I'm not good enough." No, I have a pretty firm goalpost. What do you mean? I'm happy with that goalpost. I just need to get to that goalpost. I need to be like Jamie Jones, Peter Lee, Howard Lyon, a real artist. Wait, why is my Morky borking? Can you guys hear her borking on stream? I hope not. I apologize if you can. One sec. Let me go collect her. I'm gonna go put her in her bed up here so she doesn't bork. One sec. Let me go demortify. Alright. There'll be no more borks. I don't know what she saw outside, but it was frightening. It was traumatic. Traumatic enough that she had to bork at it. Look at this, the fierce guard dog. La Goblina. Protecting our house from threats. Like people wandering close. That's right. Are you the protectress of Fortress Blair? Good girl. Good girl. You protected the home from the safety of your blanket on the couch that you didn't want to leave, but you wanted to let me and everyone know that there was something nearby. Because Ella's out right now. So sometimes Una barks at shit. No, no squirms. No squirms. No, you are teddy bear for a minute. You need to calm down. Alright? You are La Paplina. I don't want to hear no borks, no guard duty. You need to fucking relax. You need to chill, and I'll put you back down in your blanket, okay? Because normally if she's borking at some shit, Ella will I don't know, resolve the issue. But Ella's out, so I needed to go handle it personally. Right? Did I put you down when you be a good girl? No more borking? No more goblina-ing? You promise? You promise? All right. All right. I'll put you on your blanket. I brought her blanket upstairs. No, she's going to her bed. She's going to her bed. All right. Well, at least she's happy there, I guess. At least she's happy, man. Sure, why not? Whatever. Dogs that are 10 pounds literally have never relaxed in their entire life. Dude, I'm so glad. Okay, we went on Ella and I went on a little hike, and I have this stupid little Morkie, man. She was asking for uppies the entire time. Look at what I had to look at what she made me do. Look at what she made me do. She made me carry her on my shoulders for 2 kilometers. Okay? And she had the best time of her life. Just looking out into the world. Like I need to get like a real dog. Like an 85-pound, I don't know, fierce creature. Not this little, you know, rat dog that complains after a couple kilometers into the hike that she needs uppies. So, that was very disappointing, but I still carried her because Yuna is princess, apparently. The Lady High Summoner commanded it. What's up, Dr. Foley? What's going on? I don't like druids not using iron, but I do like imagine druids with bronze armor. That's cool. Never understood the whole like no metal thing. To me, that's always like been a natural environment thing. And to me, D&D druids are more like kind of shaman druids. They're kind of about the elements and the environment. And I kind of don't understand the idea of not using iron or metal. Like you can take it from the earth, you know. What's the problem? But maybe the vibes just are not quite there for a lot of players. She's so precious. She tries her best. She tries her best. She's also very tired. She was playing a lot this week. She went out a lot with Ella. So she's in baby mode right now. Later on, I'm sure she'll go full goblin mode and demand to fight me. She'll bring me a toy and demand war. Or whatever that battle entails. You carry that 80-pound dog too? Dude, you know how good of a workout that would be? Like when we go, so like I had a backpack on for this hike, right? That I rested her sort of on the backpack, and then like she was so like tired and just floppy that I could just hold onto her legs and then her harness, and she was totally chill, right? But in that backpack, I had like 40 pounds. Because that's one of the ways that I lost a lot of weight over the last year is I put a really heavy backpack on, I go to the mountains and just walk, right? So if I had an 80-pound dog and I could like wear him or her like a backpack, are you kidding? That'd be sick. That'd actually be sick though. Imagine because of exploitative symbolism, like nature being overexploited. I think that's the reason why a lot of druids players are sort of. Yeah, I think that's the original reasoning. But it always felt weird to me. I don't know why, man. It just feels like a weird distinction to draw. You know what I mean? Like a bad analogy for industry. I could think of others, but I don't know. I'm not a druid writer. What, do you think I draw anything other than paladins? Oh, wait. Oh, shit, we're drawing wizards today. Ah, fuck. Okay, ignore what I said. Ignore what I said. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Father crave blood and or uppies. Yuna definitely. That's what that's what she does. She'll go over and bark at me and crave either uppies or fight. The High Lady doesn't demand her feet not touch the ground. I don't see what the problem is and why you're complaining. Because she's such a princess sometimes. She has 2 modes, Goblin and Princess. She is either a full La Criatura, okay, or she's royalty, and there's no in between, okay? Like, she barked at me for folding the blanket that Ella left on the couch last night. Yuna was like crawling up on the blanket, and I was like, like, this goes away. I picked the blanket up. I folded the blanket up this morning and put it in the bin, and she just sat there on the couch, not laying down, barking at me until I pulled the blanket out, put it down, and then she got on it and went back to sleep. And that's why I brought the blanket upstairs. So that she would, because this is not her blanket. This was just the blanket she commandeered. This is also a matte blanket, though, from my world. So at least Yuna has good taste. But you see my problem here? You see my issue? There's no in between, dude. Royalty are all goblins. You read any history? True, though. Yeah, wait, actually true. You're just confused? They're all her blankies? No, come on, dude. Come on. She doesn't need more blankies. She doesn't need more beds or blankies. She has like 3 beds in the house. She has the one in her bed in the bedroom that she sleeps in at night. She has the bed right here that she sleeps in when we're upstairs, and then she has the bed downstairs in the living room, which is a fancy bed that Ella's mom bought for Yuna. It's like a $300 fucking whatever, I don't know. It's like a fancy like royal dog bed. It's like some shit the queen's corgis would sleep on. Okay? And then every blanket she commandeers. Like, this is not okay. She's too used to it now. If there's not a blanket available on one of her beds or the couch, she barks at me. And it's not this cute little yip. It's this really, like, nasty bark. Ella calls it her bitchy bark. What aisle does Yuna sleep the most? I don't know. It's kind of mixed, actually, to be honest. Everything that boat belongs to Yuna? Come on, man. I rule the world my father has made for me. Yeah, apparently. She just claims the map? Jesus. That's actually... I don't know. Autumn, that's a good point. That's kind of a Chad movie. You read about that. Hatsune Miku, the world is mine. I will admit, there was a conversation of getting 2 dogs and naming one Miku and the other Luca. All right. There was a conversation. You're not far off about that. And then I realized that if I named my dog after a Vocaloid, it'd be one of those memes, tell me you're in your 30s without telling me you're in your 30s. So instead I named her after a character from a PS2 game, because that's more classy. But of course, all my Korean neighbors think that I just really like the K-pop group Girls' Generation. Because of Yuna. As opposed to Lady High Summoner Yuna. Got a clip from the blanket rant. Why? Why do you need to stop? Stop trying to embarrass me.
Pets channel, I got a whole sitcom for you. Also Hatsune Miku.
Okay, wait, what? Triplets? Dude, this is such... Like, this is dejection of having a bed stolen right here. I relate. This is me. All of these cats are Yuna, and this is me. That's actually tragic, Azura. I purchased 100 bits, though. Yeah.
I posted it in clips. It's solid, I promise, Rue 7.
Okay. I'll look at it at the... Okay, when we take the break, I'll look at it. God damn it. If this clip makes me owe my parents another explanation for what I do on Twitch, I'm gonna be mad. Alright. It's Catter, I'm confused by refusing your status as House Surf. God damn it. I shouldn't have agreed to get a dog. I should never have agreed to get a dog. Like, I should just been like Lack and got a bird. I should just got a bird, man. I enjoyed my fish. Fish keeping was great, man. Fish keeping was so... Do you know how inexpensive fish keeping was compared to dog keeping? I miss my little fishies. Looks terrified. Yep. I did see your pixel art. The swords and stuff, the lighting practice looked really good, dude. Yeah, I want to see more of that shit. Keep going, bro. I want more of the art. Your command over lighting is improving, Axman. Keep it going, bro. Looked good. Mita did donate 25,000 bits this month. Yes, that did happen. You're right about that, Azura. That is enough for a Diamond Crumb on its own. Like, I'll admit, I couldn't breathe for like a good solid hour. Like, I try and keep it cool on stream. I always try and keep my cool, you know? Like that made me that was tough to get through. Also, the raid earlier was tough to get through. That's a lot. That's a lot of kindness and love that came from that whole community. I got to go over and see what's up and hang out over there because there's a lot of lovely people over there. But I try and keep my cool. All right, I try my best. Didn't work that time though. Probably visibly panicked slightly. So. Try not to make too much of an ass of myself on stream. I know it will happen. I know it's inevitable. But I do my best to at least try and keep a general cool if I can. I've been through the gauntlet. I like to be professional about things, you know? Alright, what is this belt actually going to look like? God damn it. I think that bandoliers with scrolls on them are actually an underused feature of wizards. And I'm here to bring it back. If you're a wizard, you don't have a scroll bandolier. I think that there is practicality issues you are signing yourself up for, my friend. You know? It's like if rogues can keep their daggers on them on a bandolier, you can keep your spell scrolls, man. What happens if you need a spell scroll in a pinch? Pretty close to the 100k microtransaction. I don't even know what it is. So the 100, or you mean 10k? Oh no, the microtransaction. Oh, the micro. Okay, so the microtransaction for 100k, so for channel points, well, it's a microtransaction. So you get a lot of microtransaction out of it. Yeah, what do you mean? You're saving for the million? You'd be the third person to ever redeem the 1,000,000 point microtransaction, Atari. Only 3 people or 2 people who've ever redeemed it. Ella has the points to redeem almost 2, but she hasn't because she likes her channel points too much. But the microtransactions, ooh, the microtransactions. Yeah, you got to be careful with them. They'll sneak up on you. They'll get you. I really want to put some patterning on this scarf, I think. I think we're going to do some colorful patternings on it. I just don't know what. So for the line work phase, we'll just draw on some indications of patterns. And then tell you what, later on we'll actually think about it when it's future Evan's problem, okay? 900,000 still to go? That's insane. That's a lot. Maybe by the time you get it, it'll actually be worth something to get. Maybe I'll actually do something with it at that point in time, besides it being a meme and me insulting you for spending so much time in my stream, like I insulted Thorkin and Dashto before. Yeah. That's But the scarf would use a sewing back in the place look. So like stitching and stuff. We can do some stitching. That'd be kind of fun actually. For TOS, I didn't even see what. Oh. Weird, huh? I guess there's auto mod shit on there. But yes, Mita cheered a lot of bits this month. It was deeply appreciated. It's stuff like that that lets me actually stream. Otherwise, I would not be able to stream as much as I do. I'm very humbled to be supported by a very small group of very supportive people for the project. So I need to try to work hard to be worthy of the support. It's my goal, man. You guys even had this emote? Dude, I don't know half the animated emotes that are in this chat. 1 million micro comes to your house and kills you. No, so I gave them a title. That's why I did in Discord. What I did in Discord, Koi, is I gave them a title. Where's Dashto? He's offline. Where's Thorkin? Maybe he's online. Nope. Why are the mods offline? Why are all the people who have spent all the whatevers? So, it is a role. What is the role called? Right. The role that you get in Discord when you redeem 100 or 1 million channel points is the loser simp role. Does it do anything for you in Discord? Not really. But it's funny. I think it's funny. I'd rather be removed from this mortal coil. Jesus Christ. Jesus, man. Look, I get it. You're not happy with the most recent Genshin patch, Koi, but like, God, don't you think you're being a little dramatic? Oh my God, you gotcha players, I swear. Your waifus or husbandos bad for one rotation and it's suddenly all over. Come on, man. God, just go play some League or something for a week. Yeah, what the fuck? Or even worse, pick up Warcraft. Not happy. I don't like the new girls from both Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. Who's the newest Honkai Star Rail character? Newest Honkai Star Rail character. Let's see. Let's see. All new and upcoming Honkai Star Rail characters. Let's see. What do we got? June. Robin Banner. Is that it? Is it Robin? Firefly, is this the one? Firefly? Which is the new one? Sam or whatever girl? Let's search for Honkai Star Rail. Not raid. Character release order. All right, maybe this will show us. Character change, that's release history. Okay. Version 2.1. Looks like we have Firefly and Jade. Why don't you like Firefly? What's there not to like? There's like a Gundam in there. What the fuck? Look at... That's so cool, dog. What's the problem? This is like Escaflowne, but for guys. Oh my God, you have to be at least 38 to get that reference. Why did I make that joke? There's nobody old enough in this chat to get that stupid reference. Anyway. This is cool, dude. What are you complaining about? Fine, if you won't make the fan art for Firefly, I will. Fine. I'll take it into my own hands this time. I will make the Firefly fan art. You know what? You know what? I am officially officially announcing that this time next month I will have made my first Honkai Star Rail fan art. I know this comes as a deep shock to many, but I hope to inspire a brighter future here at Electronic Blair Arts. All questions will be answered below. Thank you. It's okay, I got the reference. Thank you, Zara. I appreciate it. He's gonna go draw a Gundam. Yeah, unfortunately. They all unfollow immediately. God damn it. If that... If this becomes my most liked Twitter post, I'm going to delete my D&D art and rebrand as a Honkai Star Rail fan artist. All right. Anyway, can I get canceled for daring to draw MiHoYo art? Really? Yep. He's just gonna draw a Reaver ship and claim it's Serenity, not Firefly. God damn it. If I have to draw Darcerian again, I swear if I have to draw Darcerian again, it's over. Last time I drew shirtless e-boys, I got weird Twitter followers out of it. Like, weird Twitter followers, man. People saying shit about my D&D game. It's not true. Okay, what the hell is his... Oh, right, he has exposed chest. I forgot. God damn it, Guapo. Why did you okay the design? I forgot. What is this debaucherous lack of modesty on this character? Just the palpable immodesty of these characters is just, it's too much for me at this point. Wish you luck, thank you. Like Fujoshi? No, I'm not a Fujo. You can't. I'm not a Fujoshi magnet. Okay. I'm not. It. There was like 4 of them. Okay, for a bit. Yes. I did get. Actually, what happened though, Koi, is it wasn't a problem of then I got followed by Fujoshi. It's that the Fujoshis in my community revealed themselves.
How much would it cost to get you to make Malcolm Reynolds fan art?
Malcolm Reynolds fan art? I'd do it for 10k bits. Look, man, we all have our price. We all have our price. You're not a Fujoshi magnet, then why am I here? Oh, sorry. Sorry, one sec, my bad. Oran Ouran High School Host Club opening. Well, for DMCA reasons, I can't play the audio. But here, since you probably haven't seen the Ouran High School Host Club opening in at least 3 hours, Koi, I want to make sure that you get this in real quick so that you, you know, don't collapse or whatever happens when Fujoshis don't fucking get their... Okay, all right. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done, man. And no, you're not ever gonna find my pics of none of you. None of you are gonna find my pics of that I had during art school. I don't care how far or how deep you look. That's the only anime you didn't ship any BL from? Damn, bro. I thought you were cultured like that. I thought you were cultured. Okay, sorry, my bad. One sec, Koi. Iwatobi Swim Club opening. Wait, no, where's the good one? This is the good one. Here's the ending's better. Sorry, here. Is this better? Is this better? Are we good? Are we good now? Am I redeemed? Are we okay? Because this is my pick. That's my pick. Actually kind of giving me vibes for this character, not gonna lie. Wait, what was I gonna do with his robe? Like the patterns on it. Shit, I was gonna do... Oh, fuck. What was I gonna do? I think I... okay, hold on. I think I need to show off more of the actual robe because I want to do some cool patterns on it. Part of this is also showing off a new area of the world because this character is from Novalia, and I haven't shown any culture or art or design from Novalia yet. To date. No one has any idea what a single thing from Novalia looks like. Delete all my art school stuff? Yeah, that's probably genius. Made a bad bet with someone, had to watch the first season of that show. I was cringing so hard from it. Damn, you don't like Firefly? Bro. How do you... If you don't like Firefly, how do you talk to 37-year-olds? Can we some Super Bat BL? Because that's my shit. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, right. Forgot about that part. No, that's not my BL. My BL Fujoshi bait wasn't even BL. It's just Fujoshi bait. I had a tweet a while ago. I wonder how you can search your tweets. If there is a way to search your own tweets. I made a vampire, a hot like vampire character for my game. I just gotta find the actual tweet that I made about him. Oh my god. Scrolling through my Twitter is like looking at a diseased pond slowly getting worse over the years. God, I'm so funny on Twitter, dude. I'm so hilarious. Some of these tweets are genius. I'm like apocalyptically funny on Twitter every now and then. And no one appreciates it. Why am I doing this off stream? I can scroll my own Twitter on stream. It's my Twitter. I can absolutely scroll it on stream, right? Like look at how hilarious I am. This is my 3rd anniversary poster. God. Look at this shit. It's Runa, but as a Brussels Griffin. Okay, where's Darsarian? Actually, though, where's Darsarian? Dude, why do I not have these characters on Twitter? Or on Instagram? I think we're getting close. I think we're almost there. This looks like it's around the right time. For my hilarious Darsarian tweet. Oh yeah, there we go. Right here. This is my legacy. Boy. Darsarian. The Dark Merchant. He's a vampire. He sells many wares. And I said, every 10 likes his pants slide lower. Every 10 retweets his pants slide higher. And I got 10 likes, so what did I do? I slid his pants lower. See, like, like the first one was this. I said 10 likes. I slid his pants lower. Look at it. And then after 30 likes, his pants kept getting lower and lower. God, I'm so fucking funny, man. My D&D players are so lucky to have me as a GM. They're so lucky to have me. The first season of Oron, yeah. Got with the hot vampire. That's hook, line, sinker, yeah. No, shit, no, Koi, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ah, damn it. Damn it. Well, I deserve it. I deserve it, man. I knew she would learn the truth sooner or later. I knew she'd figure my shit out. Oh well. It was fun while it lasted, man. It was good. I try my best. You make peace with the Fujoshis, but you can never please the Fujoshis. Wait, that's not how perspective works. I fucked that up. Okay, there's a lot of bullshit dumb detail here that I need to sort of translate my best. And we'll have to see if it actually works, though. I kind of feel like it won't. I think we need to probably take the bandolier off or something. I converted regions of this in Eldara. Do you mean worlds or planets? Because that's different. Teleria, there's like... The Teleria world map is... I don't know, like there's about 10, I think? But like Eldara has, it as a setting, Axpin has 23 to 26 worlds. I haven't figured it out yet. 23 to 26 plus microtransactable worlds. So, like, imagine a Kickstarter stretch goal where I basically let you design the concept for a world. And it'll cost an exorbitant amount of money. And then you'll ruin the sanctity of my world. No, there's about 23 to 26 worlds. Teleria itself on the world map. Like, the world map isn't finished. The world map, The world map is slow to load, apparently. Oh no, did Photoshop freeze? Okay, it didn't freeze. Yeah, so the world map is currently at, looks like this right now. So we've built Stonemark, that's one. Relic Coast is the second one. Shattered Sea was third. Then we made Ashisari was the fourth. Northmark was the fifth. Lemashir was number 6. And then Novalia is number 7. And I'll probably do 3 more major maps. So 10 Tellurian maps in total, and then we'll finish the world. We'll finish, air quotes, the world map. Why do I have all this shit open? Oh my. Okay. So yeah, there's about 10 regions currently in Telleria anyway. I don't know how it translates all that well to Eldara, but it does, hopefully. I don't know how many there'll be at, like, when it's finished, though. We might do more than 10. I don't want to spend too much time on Telleria because I think that it's good to leave area of the land and the map kind of blank, where there's like an idea of what's over there, but basically you need enough like location, I think, to like show off and showcase what the world has to offer, but not so much location information that you don't let GMs who build their own stuff within Eldara have room to put it wherever they want. Like, I think that's also very important. It's very important to let GMs sort of be able to place their own stuff that they want into the world and not feel like they are confined or constrained. How many races are there? Different playable races. So there's a lot of different. I want the landscape of different people to feel similar to like a good science fiction show or movie. You know, I want there to be people from all sorts of different places within Eldara. And I figure that in order to homebrew effectively, you need to not limit it. So by that I mean for somebody else to homebrew, because I'm always considering Eldara as a setting for you to play your D&D game in. And that kind of messes with it a little bit because if you want to create like a cool sort of like tribe of like rat men or something, I want there to be that in the game somewhere for you. I want there to be room for that cool idea you have. You know, and then also on the flip side, if you want to use like a really cool or good like selection, like a curated selection of like player options, I want that to be available too. But for like the whole Star Wars thing, I want that to be like kind of the vibe you get when you walk through Mos Eisley and you see all these different aliens, so that if you want to insert whatever it is from wherever, you can, and it doesn't have to feel like it breaks canon. Because like there's lots of stuff that I think that in like classical fantasy races and species that feel dumb, and I don't like them, and I won't include them in my world building. But I totally understood why somebody would want them, you know, and that's the challenge. I think that's the big challenge, is trying to make it feel like there's room for it if you want it without, you know, being overbearing or whatever, without it also being too random. So playable races, there's humans, Elvari, Rith, Nyathar, Rokari, Windra, Geminos, Dusarians, Awar, which we don't have any art for at all. What else is there? Dragonfolk. Is it 10? Is there only 10 playable sort of like ones we made rules for? I'm concerned that's a real number. The question is 10 too much or not enough? Like, is it disappointingly like, oh my god, that's too many options, we can't, you know, oh, that sucks? Or is 10 like, you know, I don't know. Most of you haven't seen art of them? Really? There's got to be like a... I'm sure we have like art of most of them, right? Like Windra. Are these not all in one? Okay, I thought these were all in one document. Shit. Okay, I don't have them collected anywhere. That's a good idea, actually. I should make a proper collection at some point in time. That'd be a fun project. Oh, the Azale. Yeah, I forgot the Azale are also playable. The Mithara, I don't know if the Mithara are gonna be playable. So like the Soranok aren't gonna be playable, Atari, because I don't think that rules for Soranok would make sense. And the Mithara I worry with as well, because the thing is the Mithara are supposed to be very like so exceptionally rare and unique and like otherworldly that I don't know if I can make rules for them. Because like the Mithara I think are inherently kind of like, you think about them, they're kind of like ancient ones or whatever. They're sort of like they're more of a narrative piece than they are a than like a player option. And I don't think the rules would match up because they're so tall, they can just straight up fly. They're naturally magically inclined in certain ways. They have certain, like, I guess you'd say like racial passives that you get in D&D, like old school D&D, that would probably make them a little bit OP. I don't know. It'd be interesting though. Maybe I should let them be OP. Like maybe I homebrew it, make rules for it, and then just say, hey, this is not intended as a player race. This is imbalanced. If you want to play it because of narrative reasons and you want to be an adventuring Mithara, go for it. But I don't know. Why is my... Oh, God. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna think she's hilarious on Twitter. Okay. Anyway. They can die, can they? I've thought about making them functionally immortal. I like the sort of the narrative implications of having people who have been there since like sort of the birthing of the world that carry secrets and mysteries and shit. I think that's a bad idea. Selling, I guess, like a story of people who are like so ancient and whatever is fine, but they can't be accessible. But the Mithara are going to be accessible. Jesus. I'm having a hard time speaking clearly today, man. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so fucking sorry you have to put up with my shit. Like, holy, man. Scrolls. Maybe 2 scrolls. Wait, this is too large. I just realized. Okay. That makes things slightly easier. Big enough bite attack to do the trick. Don't ask how I know. Uh-oh. They have chompers? Mithara canonically have chompers now? Big old fucking moth people fangs? Look, I've seen Deadlier. Oh, that's a buckle. Shit. I messed that up. Whatever. What are the races which are? Lying down for a second. I mean, there's. I'll make a list of it. That's actually like a. I gotta figure out what I need to make for the adventure. Like, what player mechanical content needs to be available for the Horizon Adventure release. That's like my big problem right now is figuring out, because like I feel like the Astral Sage needs to be done for the Horizon Adventure. It's like, man, does it though? Like, maybe not. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of hours of class developing, considering I'm just now finishing the Knight. The Knight will not be part of the official package that is the Horizon Adventure. What's up, Koi? Good to have you back. Them tunnels, they'll get you, right? I feel like if I have with Horizon, if I have a background or two and maybe 5 of the more common player races ready, that's okay. Maybe I'll take a poll. I don't know who would like respond to this poll, but maybe I'll figure some way to take a poll and figure out what are sort of the 5 that people want to see for the Horizon adventure. Likely, I'm guessing elves, both like sun, twilight, and wood. That's gonna be a bit of a chunky one. Rith maybe. Geminos. So wait, elves, Rith, Geminos. Who are the big ones? Are people going to care about Dragonfolk or not? I don't really talk with them all that often, but they're very common in the Shattered Sea, so that one would matter. Humans, well, yeah, I mean, like humans, you can just use the default for. I'm guessing most people will want to. I think people really like the rules behind humans in D&D, so I kind of don't feel like reinventing that until I like. That's more of a background thing than an actual mechanic thing that I feel like I should design. Because if I do, let's say, 5 player races, the adventure, the World Anvil article for the Shattered Sea in its complete glory, that already is like, you know, like 100 hours of work. And considering this adventure is like not funded, I have to do this in between like microtransactions and shit. No, I have to do this in between commissions and shit. So this is why I really want to try to do the Kickstarter for the next adventure. Proof of concept this one, so that when I do the next one, it's like this is what the unfunded version looks like. Imagine what I could do with a couple months of funding, you know. So I don't know, dog. Whatever. We got cool wizardy boys to draw today. I'm thinking too far ahead into the future. I wanted to have this all ready by now, but I was not expecting to have to take a month off of streams and work and stuff. I feel like I kind of got shot in the face with that. That break was a little tough on scheduling and stuff. Any designer's robes here? There was a design. There's like a cool hem or whatever. I don't fucking know. I wonder what that design was supposed to be, because I just did squiggly lines. Maybe we'll just do more squiggly lines so that it looks cool when we actually paint it out. It's a lot of work. Boy, it's like the problem is that there are people out there who are like career D&D players that if you release content for the game that's improperly balanced, will just destroy it. Will shred it up and tear it online. Which is kind of okay because like I'll never be able to please them, so I kind of think I shouldn't even try. But I still need to make it like pretty rock solid and pretty well balanced. Which, you know, requires a lot of playtesting typically, and that requires time and people and whatever. So it's like I kind of have to do my best without doing a ton of playtesting and just use my experience, if that makes sense. You said something about stitching for the pattern. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, we'll do like an embroidery thing. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Okay, that's what that's going to be. That's going to be like an embroidered. Kind of like, maybe we'll paint it as kind of like metallic or whatever. I like the idea of like a reflective, excuse me, kind of like metallic thread or whatever. He's like ostentatious, but not like exceptionally wealthy, so we don't have to kind of worry about like jewels and all that kind of shit. He's from a fairly common family, as I recall. Placed into a fancy academy of even fancier spellcasters. The challenge with Gideon's lore here is to paint him as a rebel without painting the organization as necessary of rebellion. Like the institution of sort of like magical nepotism, whatever, I'm kind of basing off of modern day universities as just so you know, not the best, but not inherently evil, just kind of bureaucratic and stuck in certain things, and you make your own assumption as to whether or not it's a evil organization. I'll leave that up for the players who are playing through. I was going to do an embroidery thing around his arm, too. I forgot about that. I'm going to sort of re-sketch this part. This component requires a little more nuance of design. We've got his arm belts, which are necessary. Why are arm belts necessary? Don't worry about it. I'm an expert. I'm well trained in this. Magical, yeah. Can Gideon like Qui-Gon? He's part of it, but doesn't follow all the rules and regulations and make up their code. Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. He's kind of fallen in with a potentially like a radical bunch. I think it's part of the story that Guapo wanted to tell. He's in this sort of like secretive kind of society of wizards within the greater sort of academia that are kind of like maneuvering themselves within the system to try and uncover and protect certain, because like there's lots of like magic secrets, I guess, that this like organization, this institution keeps for various reasons. Like the whole thing is, so Gideon's part of a magic school based out of the elvish lands of Ashasari. The elves and the humans of Novalia are the longest sort of serving stewards of ancient Teleria. So so they have this idea of magic that magic is like they've seen magic destroy civilizations and shit within Teleria. So they're very concerned with how dangerous it can be and trying to kind of safeguard some of that. But the problem is that there are those who think that magic needs to be more democratized and is kind of like the intention was good, but locking magic behind key was kind of locking magic behind status. And so that's kind of like his rebelling sort of goal or whatever. Communist Party for Magic, or like they want the power for themselves, not other. No, they're just trying to safeguard. They just think that it's too dangerous. They don't trust the, you know, they think that in order to sort of earn the rights to understanding the deepest and most powerful secrets of the arcane, you have to sort of demonstrate yourself to be of exceptional wisdom. The problem is that a lot of that turns into sort of a status thing. Nobles from families and whatever, and magical history and this and that, kind of get that access without the proper, I guess, vetting or intent of safety kind of coming across. It's sort of Gideon's story. A little more to that than just that bit. Someone mentioned conspiracy, yeah, right. Is there a more monstrous race in Eldara? There probably is, but I'm not interested in designing it. You know? It's like, the problem is whenever I draw any sort of like monstrous race or whatever in D&D, the amount of DMs I get for furry commissions goes through the fucking roof, and honestly, I'm starting to get tempted. All right? Let me tell you, man, these furry D&D players, they got the money, and I am afraid of what I'd become if I got too comfortable in that. You know, I start taking commissions for furry D&D characters. What next? What happens to Eldara? right? This is serious. This is dangerous. We gotta be concerned about our world here. No, I just don't particularly enjoy the design of, like, I think that a lot of them are sort of like not that interesting, so I just haven't designed any personally. Make his robe not so puffy or whatever, poofy. A little more muscular definition to our boy Gideon here. He might be a wizard, but he still works out. He's like that dude at my gym that has a PhD and is a doctor. Some professor at some fancy fucking university in the city. And is also jacked. Just a behemoth. Not all my wizards need to be jacked, alright? Come on. Don't all the furries hang out on Thorash? Yeah, they do. There's a lot of monstrous races over there. I just haven't done any art for Thorash because... I don't know. Been focused on Teleria. I've actually done a couple of sketches. There's a couple of ink sketches of Thorash that patrons from the ink sketch tier have gotten over the past year or so, but I've never posted online. I don't typically post my ink sketches online because I think people don't really give a shit. But I think I'll start again, maybe. I don't know. I think people will care. I don't like to overwhelm my socials with art, but realistically, I probably should. Posting, reposting stuff. I should probably do that more. Oh, right, there's a scroll on here. I forgot. I was like, wait, what was the whole point of this anyway? There was a emergency shoulder scroll for emergency shoulder casting. In case you need like a... You know, I like teaching or treating spell scrolls and potions and daggers like things you want to have quick access to. A lot of these characters. Things you want to have, like, on hand, you know? Just in case. You whip out a spell, or recite an incantation, or chug a potion, or throw a dagger, or something. Needlessly detailed adventure details. So that while you are needlessly detailing your character, you know exactly what they have on them. So if I don't build the reputation as the guy who puts needless amounts of details on his characters, what am I in life? Wizards got around at some point? Absolutely. I think the wizards should like I love drawing wizards like non-robed wizards that are more like practical or whatever. You know? Like the entire class of Astral Sages. I mean, the last Astral Sage I drew was sort of like somewhere in the realm of like robed figured caster and adventurer, and I like that blending of, like, you know, not the sort of like Warcraftian Gandalfian style wizard, a little more agile. I like the idea of wizards as adventurers. They're magic using adventurers, not just sort of like helpless scholars. Trying to make a monster race that fits Eldara? Hell yeah. Be cool. What kind of monster race would you make? Your Alekin? Or is there another? This is why did I put daggers on him? For what reason does he need 2 roguelike daggers on his stupid belt? With a 3rd dagger somewhere in here that he tucks away or something. Why do I put so many daggers on adventurers? It's like no matter the class, paladins, rangers, wizards, I just need to give them like 3 daggers, and I don't know why. And people aren't complaining about it, so I just keep doing it, you know? But I have to sit here and question it every single time. Like, why am I doing this? I never have a good explanation. Each time, I'm as confused as I was the first. And sometimes more than the last. For stabbing the simps? Ah, shit, you're right. Just fighting off all the simps. A phalanx, you might say. And what is this like bead rope thing and bracelets and whatever? What am I doing, man? What even is my design? I have to like actually answer for the dumb things I decided when I do this. When I do design first and then I have the character like painting second. I have to like defend these choices and like figure out precisely why I did them. But I can't, man. I just, you know, I just have to assume that I knew something previously that I don't know this time. I have to trust my work or whatever. The 4 types of human as summarized by our answers. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, food, stabbing, blood rituals. Yeah. Everyone can be divided into one of 4 types of people. 4 types of dagger carrying individual. What kind of blood rituals is this coming on, you know? Jesus. Just casually walking in on them. You do because dagger. Vax from Geek and Sundry's Critical Role. Geek and Sundry's Critical Role? Oh, shit. Dude, I want to do Critical Role fan art so bad, but I'm afraid that it'll be really popular. And I'm afraid that I'll get followers and they'll unfollow me when I don't do Critical Role fan art. What if I become known for it, dude? Bro, like what if my Twitter does well for once? What if I actually figure out how to grow on social media as an artist? And I draw attractive Vax Ildan with daggers. Alright, that looks better. Make sure he's not overly jacked, okay? Go for it, Axman. Impossible the algorithm is broke? Oh shit. How do I become a big artist like you on Twitter, Koi? How do I do it? What am I supposed to post? Actually, I had a lot of fun posting. I made some like concept art threads. I think I'm gonna do another one for Astral Sages. I had this really cool idea a while ago to do like a. Yeah, I'm so smart, dude. I'm such a genius. No, I wanted to do like an actual like thread about stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I think is really fun to post on Twitter. I made this huge long thread about like lore and like the process of going through design for a character class. I think I'm gonna do one of these for the Astral Sage as well. You know. I don't know, because I'm not a big artist. What do you mean you're not a big artist? You're the biggest artist I know. What are you talking about? You might be on Twitter, actually. I don't know. Like, no cap, actually. Maybe. Thank you, Fangar Sensei, for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome to the Dragon's Claim. Hope you enjoy your stay. As always, gear repairs at the Guildsmith are free. Ale flows from the taps when the guild has money, and the mystery stew is no longer a mystery. So that inspires you to stay a little while at the guild hall. Then we're honored to have you. How my followers are dead accounts? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shit. Well, that hit close to home. I've been getting a lot of bot followers on Twitter lately, actually. Like a ton of bot followers, and I don't know why. There's something going on over there, man. Something spicy. My 3-month experiment for Twitter Blue has concluded, and I'll have data on it. Some very interesting findings. Talk about on a stream coming up here. I'm gonna make a YouTube video out of it, actually. That might happen. Deleted like 1,500 dead accounts from my Insta a few months ago. Jesus. See what I mean, bro? I've been doing this shit for 4 years. I can imagine I have 1,500 followers. That's sick. Deleting dead accounts. What a luxury. No, I get that. I understand. It's kind of frustrating. It's annoying, man. There's a lot of that like on Twitch too. A lot of people sign up for Twitch during the pandemic. And then just like chilled, you know? Decide they don't want to play D&D anymore. Fuck it. The pandemic was great for D&D streaming. Are you kidding? It was a special time. Like, I know everybody was like terrified constantly, but like, man, we had some fun doing pandemic D&D. Everybody was just at home from work doing fucking nothing during the day. We just talked about Imagination Dragon Game all day. That was sick. There needs to be more pattern on his cloak and scarf and things like that, I think. Because this is like a little bit too much like blank negatives, like empty space for me. I get it's gonna be, man, I wonder how much light is gonna impact it though. We always could do like I'm not, so this is gonna merge with the painting layer, so we don't need our line work to be perfect, right? That pieces of work probably after the pandemic homestay ended. Yeah, I mean, there was 1 month on Twitch during the pandemic that my all-time record sub count on Twitch was 1,100 subs. Now, to be fair, that was because of a meme. But yeah, pandemic was crazy, dude. Oh my god. Now people started playing D&D on during pandemic was just unfucking real. That let me like buy a printer and open up my Patreon and all this kind of shit. But it's kind of fun because like people are starting to come back into D&D now. And it's like it's fun when people are playing the game and like talking about the hobby and stuff, you know? A lot of people like took time off because they were like doing stuff, going out again, doing whatever, their friends. But now they're back. They're playing D&D again because they got nothing else to do. What are you gonna go do? Play some gacha games? What, are you play World of Warcraft? Not in 2024, you're not. What, are you a Final Fantasy 14 player? I thought not. That's right. They all come crawling back to D&D. Wait, that's just me. Ah, shit. I self-reported. Damn it. Damn it. Don't you hate it when you try and make a generalized statement about an entire subculture of nerds and you just self-report? Fuck. To be fair, there's a lot of people from pandemic era that have said that I should stream in the evening so they can catch it again. I might start that. Was gonna start Monday. Probably start next Monday because I'll have to take Tuesday, Wednesday off because of Ella and her surgery. So I don't know. My friends all play Digimon TCG. Well, TCGs are for nerds. For nerds, bro, what do you do? Play a little cardboard game with your little cardboard cards? You're not gonna play a real game like Imagination Dragon Game? What, are you gonna have a battle with your little cardboard monsters? One day you'll graduate to a real game where you pretend to be an elf, a mystical elf from a dangerous land. That's when you know you're serious. Tell me you're not a nerd. I'm so scared people will get the impression one day that I'm a nerd. I'm so afraid of what the opinions will be if people find out that I'm a nerd. If they think it. Sorry, I meant think, not find out. I meant think. Ah, shit. Shit. Did I also play D&D? What are they called? Oh, the next level of human experience. What they're fucking called. Well, time for you to go ask to play D&D with them. Yep. Concur your final form. Is Una still up here? She is. Okay. I gotta take her out soon. Fuck. Ella's not home. I have to go do that, actually. I forgore. Ella asked me to take care of Una today because she's gone. Like, during stream. And I need to take a break or end a little bit early for Una's sake. Maybe I'll end a little bit early because I'm kind of at a point that I'm happy with where we've gotten our sketch, and I kind of need to check in with client about something. Nerd-ish. Maybe. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that's a good stopping point. I kind of did what I need to do. Fixed up the little problems. I think... Were you happy with it? Oh, yeah, I'm happy with this. All right, script. This is going to be a long project. This is a big painting commission, all right? I'm going to be on this for a while. This isn't just like a character sketch or a design or whatever. So, all right. All right. All right. That's it for today, then. I got to take dog out. I got to make sure she's... Oh, God. For bed. She's, like, slinked out. I don't know if you can see it. No. She's the most unfortunate creature I've seen all day, and I've stared at myself in the OBS view multiple times. So that's a pretty that's a metric. I also read some of Through the Blaze's chat. Why am I dunking on Through the Blaze? Because he's a mod that's not here. And remember, you know the rules. You can talk shit about any mod that's not here. So hey, that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed your stay. Tomorrow we're gonna probably finish the landscape piece that I can make a TikTok out of. And then for the rest of the week, we're going to be working on a bunch of different stuff, including Gideon. I'm probably going to do a bunch of this tonight, though. So hopefully there'll be some cool stuff to see tomorrow, progress-wise, on him. Print Store. The Print Store is relaunching soon. I managed to get, when I was in Edmonton, I made a little bit of a professional relationship with a distributor. So I said I was alluding to that. And I can now get paper for way cheaper. Instead of like $10 a sheet for the paper I use, I can get it for a lot less. So I'm going to be able to sort of do new pricing and stuff in the Print Store, which I'm very excited about. That was always the intent, was to be able to sort of scale the Print Store to be able to make it more reasonable or whatever. And thank everybody who did support before that. So tomorrow will be dope. We might have the Print Store up for tomorrow. It might be a big celebration announcement day with cool giveaways and shit. I might say that for Friday, because fuck it, Fridays are fun. But thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. Go play some games. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. And heads up, next week will be a little bit weird. I'll be streaming probably Monday morning, and then I'll be gone Tuesday, Wednesday, taking Ella to the hospital to get her fucking wrist fixed. And then the next day, I'm just not committing to streaming the day after, because I don't know how much assistance she's going to need, only having one good hand and the other a stiff casted claw. So not much different than normal, but I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the raids earlier and all the new follows and everything. That was insane. I'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, my friends. Farewell.